He is bad.
Lovely little addition to the Night's Watch. Snuck up on the party in the middle of the night. And if I can have everybody roll me a d20, please.
Ryan, I don't think that thing's wearing its blacks if it's part of the Night Watch.
Not anymore. It's dead.
Do we wait? Are we what? Okay.
D20 for recap.
I don't know if 2 is the best roll or 19 is the best roll, but there we go.
High...
We have 2 2s. No, I'm pretty sure last time I rolled high and I had to do the recap.
So you want to roll high, exactly.
Because you want to do the recap.
Zubber.
All right, can anyone beat a 15?
Up every
time. I got 4.
I don't see a Ben roll on here.
Ben.
I keep forgetting that Ben has a thread with recaps.
I don't. I pull it up every start of session.
I forget that threads are a thing because I don't see updates from threads. So I don't see it. I don't look at it.
My favorite part about it is I don't read it until the start of the next session.
Yeah.
I just go by vibes.
And then you're like, oh yeah, that happened. I forgot about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to start making
Totally didn't happen. What an interesting take.
That's not how I recall that happening at all.
There is some editorializing going on for sure.
Well, because it's all from Eo's point of view, right?
Yeah.
From Ben's point of view, it feels like. But
yeah. I'd love to see Ben's actual
wall breaking.
Is Ben even here? Did he step away?
He's with the morticians now.
He's with the morticians.
These mortician
He's
jokes
conveniently absent for the role.
Let me go check WoW and see if he's trying to do a delve.
Is he even high enough level for delves yet?
He's 78, Nick.
When did that happen? I've been
Dude, we've been waiting for you
days.
to get on so we can do dungeons.
I was moving.
We were hoping. He was like, I'm going to go ride my bike. Let me know if Nick gets on so we can do a dungeon.
Oh, fuck. I'm excited.
I'm 78 as well. I've got my paladin up. I've been tanking for the last 18 levels.
I thought you already had a paladin at level 80.
Yeah, I made another one. I was leveling with Ben, and then Ben didn't want to play with me, and then magically he got 20 levels more, and I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta catch up.
I didn't want to play with you.
Well,
Hey!
No, you wanted to play with me, but you're just going so fast.
Look, I got in a groove. I was just turning in quests and doing a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't pay any attention to. It's amazing how quickly you can get through the quest when you don't read anything.
Yeah!
It's a vicious cycle.
I got an add-on that makes it even faster. It clicks all the buttons for me.
All right. Summer, would you mind giving us a recap of what happened last time?
I suppose I don't mind.
On the postscript apocalypse. Thank you.
Alrighty. So we started off the session in the middle of a fight defending the unicorn's blade with said unicorn. I don't remember anything super specific about that fight.
The unicorn's name was Charlie.
Oh, yep. And I'm sure he knows a magical Leopleurodon. Yeah, his name is Charlie. He was a pretty cool dude. Oh my gosh.
There are recap notes if you want them.
Yeah, no, I'm scanning through it.
He's a pretty cool dude.
He's a pretty cool dude.
You can't forget that Bantu decided to ride a nightmare.
Oh, yes, yeah. Bantu was super badass and rode a nightmare horse.
Fucking sick ride.
That was so cool.
And almost got you attacked by a unicorn.
Look, all right, when you're chaotic neutral, sometimes that's how things go. I don't see good and evil.
Sometimes a flaming horse says climb aboard and you have to say yes.
I'm pretty sure we told Charlie the unicorn that he could go back to sleep because we got the woods covered. He's chill. The druid guy was a huge crybaby about what was happening. And even though we kind of fixed everything, he still kept crying. Then we set up camp. There was a weird spaghetti monster that attacked. That's it?
Pretty much, yeah. We ended with the spaghetti monster attacking us.
You guys defeating the spaghetti monster before everybody had even been roused from sleeping.
Yeah, Bree
somebody
hit it with the
decided to-
hammer and went back and cuddled Chikari. That was about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like you need to be sure you're getting consent for the cuddling of Shikari. I mean,
Right? And now
you
she's
got
here.
you got all close and personal with her, and she wasn't even here.
Tis true.
I'm just saying. I almost grabbed Chikari's leg and swung her. I did say that.
So as we pick things up
Wow.
in the early night evening, the sun had just set maybe an hour before when this carrion crawler had beset upon the party. During the first watch, as some of you might be able to find yourselves back to sleep, if there's any scenes anybody would like to partake in, feel free to take the mic.
Bree, sorry I kicked you.
Oh, it's all right. I
It
understand.
seemed
There
like
was
the
a big
fastest
creepy
way.
monster.
Super creepy. Hey, Ryan, you think that's what was out there and not an owlbear?
Maybe it is possible. I mean, can Rian like look at this thing, see if it's got anything cool on it?
Sure. Rolling to determine what's cool on it, or rolling to harvest what's cool on it?
Her harvest what's cool on it.
Sure thing. Roll me a survival or medicine check.
17.
17. Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty excellent. You managed to harvest 2 of its paralyzing tentacles.
Cool.
Oh.
Well, I'm not entirely confident with it, but it is possible. Yes. Do you think that they travel in pairs? Because I was almost paralyzed by that thing, and I really don't want that to happen again.
I've never actually seen one of these. What is this thing?
I haven't either. It was just a big bug.
It needed to be squished. That's
What-
what it is.
While you're doing that, could you perhaps toss me my shoe?
I'll go over and get the shoe.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly, throw hand axe.
Ooh,
Much more
retrieve.
effective.
There's
I
a little
was-
bit of a slimy mucus coating it in its entirety.
I prestidigitation it.
Oh.
Maybe next time just stick to the spells, yo. I don't think they're throwing a shoe. A big monster is not.
Oh, great.
I
Could
thought
you
it was going to be
pass
a small bug. It turned out not to be a small bug.
Is there a spell that like casts shoe? Like, you know how there's those spells that like magic missile, right? Boom, boom, boom. Is there one that like magic shoe? Boom, boom, boom.
Oh! I think I've heard
There
of one.
might be.
Isn't it called catapult?
I
That would
don't
work.
know.
You could catapult your shoe straight through somebody.
That would be fantastic. I would love to see something like that.
Maybe a shoe could be an effective weapon.
But wouldn't that require you to carry additional shoes around?
I'm sure EO's got, 4 pair of shoes at least?
Bizarre choice of weapon, I suppose.
Well, I mean, there are extra pairs, but they're not mine, and I certainly wouldn't throw them.
What about dancing shoes? They can take a beating. Like tap shoes? They got a metal bit.
Do you
Mistress
have
does
any
not have
patch
tap shoes. She does have formal shoes. She has a pair of low shoes for dancing. She has her traveling shoes and a second pair of traveling shoes for if those get dirty.
What about boots?
Goodness.
Yes, 2 pairs of traveling boots as well.
Because I heard they're made for
Seems like
walking.
an awfully unnecessary number of shoes
Ah,
and footwear.
No, the mistress definitely needs at least that many shoes. We had to, I mean, we bought barely a tenth of her selection when we packed for travel.
How many shoes do you own?
Do I own her or that we're carrying? Because those are two very different questions.
Him.
Oh, I have 2 pairs. I brought one with me, and my my formal presenting shoes are back at the keep.
Well, why have you kept them back at the keep?
Well, I do not anticipate doing any formal presenting while we're traveling.
Oh, I see. But you don't think it's a bit much carrying all of the other shoes around?
No, I mean, mistress might need them. It would mortify me for her to be wearing the wrong shoes at a social occasion.
Strange customs, I suppose.
there are wrong shoes to wear at a dance.
You know,
So
I've met some halflings that are completely opposed to wearing shoes. They just walk around barefoot.
Well, that's perfectly appropriate for a halfling.
I mean, it's hard to afford shoes for a giant, let alone 2 of them. So they get 1 pair until they wear them out, and that's all they get.
Serious question. Who makes shoes that big? Do you have to like pay extra?
Oh yeah, it's like twice the price of a normal pair of shoes. And of course, the little one, Vora, I mean, she's growing. Seems like every day. So I'm about flat broke just buying her footwear.
You know, I thought about something else. The hammer you use. You said that's your son's hammer, right?
It is, yes, it is.
But that hammer your size. So was your son not giant?
No, my son was actually slightly taller than I am. My husband was a human, so he kind of got a mix of the both. He was about 5'2". So a normal size individual.
So I certainly don't mean to pry, but if you are a gnome and your husband was a human, how is your daughter a giant?
She's my daughter-in-law. She married my son.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
If I gave birth to her, I would not be here. I'd just be honest.
Look, Bree, I was trying not to ask that question, but I definitely thought it.
I understand. Sorry. I try not to think of her as an in-law. She is my daughter and my care, so I understand the misunderstanding.
It definitely makes much more sense now why she's so angry with you.
Yeah. I'm overly protective of them ever since my son and my husband passed away. I was their sole protector, so I try not to let them get themselves into harm.
Yes, my wife and my parents didn't necessarily see eye to eye. I understand how that goes.
awfully brave of you to keep putting your life forward, nevertheless.
Honestly, it's the only thing that I know and I'm actually relatively good at. That and cooking.
Well, speaking of cooking, I've got breakfast to make in the morning, so I should get to sleep.
Yes, I promise if there's any more bugs, I won't. I will.
No,
we'll wake up
mistress.
someone else first, so that way you can get your. I'm so sorry. It would Yas just looked at me and it was quite terrifying because he's like, "There's a bug," and you know how I get about bugs, and I just was like, "Oof,
I do,
this
and
is totally my thing."
I am not upset in the least that you woke me up to deal with the bug. That is perfectly appropriate. It's just it is late, and we should both be in bed.
Yeah, you're good. It's my watch, anyways.
It is also my watch as well.
Oh,
But
perfect. Crow is gonna put on her lovely little face masks and eye things that cover her eyes, sleep mask, and she's gonna snuggle down in her tent that EO set up for her. I wish you all a good evening. Quite exhausted.
I can just imagine EO carrying like a Tupperware of like giant seaweed leaves that just have holes cut out for your eyes and mouth.
No, she has a cloth knitted eye mask.
Reusable. Very smart.
It's silk.
Helps
I
block
do-
the light.
I do usually put when I have access to them, put sliced cucumbers in the eye mask, but the rigors of travel do not allow such.
Why would you put food in something that goes on your face? I don't get it.
Oh, it's good for the skin around the eyes. It prevents bags.
Do you at least
What do you
eat
mean
it
bags?
after you're done?
No, we get rid of the slices.
Oh, that is.
I don't understand. You just
No,
throw
I
food
don't.
away?
Yeah, that seems like a waste.
Yeah, very wasteful.
Yeah.
Well, then you could like put it in a morning stew or something.
Oh, I'd love stew. Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Do you want me to give you the cucumbers when I'm done with them then?
No, I
I mean,
don't
yeah,
want
cucumbers are great.
Perhaps we combine some tomatoes and make a goulash.
Ooh.
Now we're talking.
Okay. Well. With that, good night.
All right. Night, everyone.
As the conversation drifts towards goulash, the party finds themselves dispersing for the evening, drifting off into slumber.
Go back to my tent.
I would like to go.
You gotta go fishing?
No.
It's the middle of the night, and she can't see in the dark.
She could take Yas's torch.
That is true. No, there's no lake nearby, unfortunately. It is fine.
And the night proceeds into the early hours of morning, and the party completes a long rest uninterrupted.
Yes!
Oh, yeah, didn't even have to roll.
We already seen the terror of the night.
Rolled successfully for you guys.
Chikari, good morning.
Morning.
Can I roll for breakfast?
What happened last night? I slept like a rock. I don't recall anything.
Oh, it was just a small startle. There was a large bug. I don't think anybody knows quite what it is. Do you think one of your books might be able to tell us what it is? I'll walk you over there if you want to see it.
Yes, I could perhaps check some of my records and see what it is.
I'll walk Chikari over and see if we can figure out what this thing actually was and what it means.
Seneca wants to tag along because she
Nature
also
or
slept through the whole ordeal.
Does it look like a natural creature, or would I need to do a
You know what? Let's have a short girls' party.
You can roll a nature or a medicine check in this thing.
Okay. My medicine's +6, but my nature is +8. So
Your choice.
I can't aid. I don't have either one of those.
20.
Oh!
Dirty 20. And you are aware of these things known as carrion crawlers. If you go roll 20.
Oh.
Dirty 20.
Oh.
Those guys.
Yeah.
ravenous corpse eaters, gravitating towards places of slaughter and decay. Such charnel environs, they feast on the dead with no qualms about their meal's origins or freshness. Carrion crawlers have segmented bodies like gigantic cutworms. From beneath their multi-part maws protrude 8 thin, lashing tentacles. Creatures struck by these tentacles risk being paralyzed and consumed. Carrion crawlers scour sewers, battlefields, necropolies, and fetid wildernesses for corpses, clinging to ceilings to ambush smaller prey and to avoid competing hunters. They're drawn to the Lord's light and the scent of blood, recognizing them as signs of food. These scavengers avoid ingesting inorganic material. Crypts with funeral armor sucked clean of their corpses, and eerily pristine catacombs are signs of infestations by carrion crawlers.
That's why I remember these fuckers.
Under the crypt of
Yeah.
Amanda, what's her name?
Thervash?
No, well, Tarash's, but Phelan's family crypt.
Wait, what about
Wasn't there carrion
Daldrick?
crawlers with Daldrick under the family crypt because you were in the graveyard district?
Grignor Manor.
Yeah.
Wait, did Daldrick really put them under the crypt?
Yeah, with all the experiments.
I mean, yeah, that's how you dispose of bodies.
They were helpful.
There's not a plot for everybody.
She was.
Bodies
He,
take up space.
Yeah, to make use buying them all up and charging ridiculous prices for them.
we have crypt keepers. That's what they were there for. That was the Rafal's whole point.
Okay, so that's creepy.
I think that just means that they were lured here with the scent of death, which means that there could be undead nearby, because if they have left their fleshy bodies, then carrion crawlers would eat what's left.
Well, didn't you say when we started this that this? I'm sorry, I'm sleeping. I'm sorry, I'm sleeping. I'm not
Good
there. I'm not there.
morning. It's the
morning. We all took long rests.
Oh fuck! Sorry, I was very distracted.
So yes, you're still asleep.
I'm.
Crow tells everyone out loud that she's still dreaming.
Guys, I just had a dream. But you said the undead that you guys almost like, not to be because you. Neuter. Sorry, my cat distracted me. You guys almost died from the undead. So yes, there's probably undead around here. Sorry, that was the point.
Yeah,
I'm very
yes.
early. I haven't had my coffee yet. It's a lot to try and process.
Brian,
Okay, out of character, real quick. Do we have an idea of roughly how far away we are from this place?
that's just what I was going to ask.
Should be pretty close. Like maybe a day's travel.
Okay, so likely another day before we actually get to the place.
Uh-huh.
About.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out which spells to prepare this morning.
I would prepare for undead.
Wait, what fucking class is EO? I have not figured this out yet. I thought you were a warlock.
Celestial warlock, like he's a holy warlock.
Warlocks don't prepare spells.
He could have taken a dip,
I don't know.
like a first level
He's
cleric
a butler,
dip.
guys.
Yeah, he's just a butler, guys.
He's a level 4 butler.
He's a level 4
He's only
butler.
got 2 pairs
That
of shoes.
explains
He's
it.
only got 2 pairs.
That means he's
To be
got to
fair,
be a
I-
bard, right? Jack of all trades.
To be fair, I could be doing this wrong because I picked the pack of the tome, and it
Oh
says
no, you pick them and then that's it.
okay. So at
And
the end
then
of a short or
can
long rest,
learn, you can learn other rituals and add them to your tome.
Unless the rules changed in the new edition.
Oh shit, I haven't. That's the old one. Yeah, I haven't looked at the new one yet.
Speaking awfully
The
confidently
old one
for
worked.
the old edition.
Yeah,
I really
well,
thought it said that like when you summon the book, you can change the spells.
I don't know, I'm looking
I haven't
now.
looked at Warlock. Okay, I'm gonna look.
Pact of the Tome. Let's see.
Yeah, let's learn.
While the book is on your person, you have the chosen spells prepared and they function as warlock spells for you. I do not believe you can change these.
Okay. Clearly, I got too used to playing a wizard. I was like, okay, which of these spells am I going to get ready for the morning?
It's okay. You fucked with my brain solidly where you were like, prepare spells. I was like, what fucking did he multi-class when we leveled up? What the fuck?
Technically speaking, he could re-summon the book and get new spells.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because it says if you conjure another book with this feature, so you could, in theory, conjure a new book with new spells.
Hey, you're right. When you write, you are right. That is how this reads.
Okay, that's the way I read it. Was like each morning, if I choose, I can summon a book, and it's like, okay, here's the spells you have now.
Yeah.
Is he pulling from the library at Daganata with a different set of books?
This is cool. I like how they phrased that.
Yeah, it's a kind of it feels warlocky, right? Like, you know what? I'm going to pull this book to pull spells from.
Anyways, continue, Ben, and I'm sorry for chastising you when you were 1,000% right and I was wrong.
New edition, who dis?
Like I said, I think it's just because of the Pact of the Tome. Like the other warlocks, you just
you're
patron manifest stuff. But
now I gotta go check the old rules. Have we been doing this wrong the whole time?
I think you could cheese it, but I never manifested a new book. I always just picked my spells and that was it.
Me too. Anyways, let's continue with our morning.
So
Sorry for the out of character interruption.
It's Warhammer and Greatsword. That's what I'm picking for the day.
So yeah, you guys are able to successfully kind of autopsy this carrion crawler, determine what this monstrosity is, learn more about its paralyzing tentacles. It can lash out at a creature about 10 feet in range. Can cause a paralysis for up to 1 minute.
Is it the type of creature that travels in a pack?
Typically, yes.
Fun. There could be more nearby.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to be on our guard.
Well, in that case, I will stand more towards the middle of the group.
We didn't bring carts, right?
Not this trip, no.
Yeah, let's leave the spellcasters in the center.
Can I tell if the beast is a boy or a girl, and if it's like a mom?
You're gonna sex the worm?
Well, I mean, gender is a construct, but I want to be able to tell if it's like got cubs nearby.
But it's a worm. It's not a construct.
With your dirty 20, I'd say it seems as though this was a wandering male carrion.
Okay.
Probably looking for some sort of other troop to insert itself upon, looking for a female to impregnate, probably. Scouring the lands, looking for others, or its next meal.
Okay.
But since you guys were attacked by this one early in the night and proceeded the remaining 6-7 hours of the night uninterrupted, it's likely this one was probably by itself out here.
Okay, cool.
They are typically pack hounds.
Might have just been a wandering lone buck looking for a mate, but it could also have had a pack, so keep a weather eye open for tracks.
Do they have feet, or is it just like a large slithering mound?
What would its track look like? Does it leave one?
Well, if you look at its picture, it's a series
it's got
of
mounds
almost
and
like a
feet.
caterpillar-like trail.
Oh, so yeah, it would leave.
So gross. All right, well, we know that's different than serpents because it'll have little indentations as it's moving along.
for small little pinprints.
I really don't like that.
I'm gonna record it in my notes. Just take out my book and write down what we found and all that.
Cool. As the hours proceed along, the day it's a little bit brighter. Let's turn. Some daylight around. And the party proceeds westerly, making their way out.
Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun, I said.
It's all right. I know that sound.
Do 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 do.
Bree will hum while she's leading the pack.
And there's something particularly about that bug that was unnerving to Yastrev, and he's just going to need a little moment to pray. He will catch up with the party later. He's going to dip out for now.
That's weird.
It's okay. He with fellowship. He know how to get around.
Is he proficient in dragon?
You don't know.
Bree will make sure to take her warhammer and scratch the trees as we're going, just so he knows where we're going.
Perfect. Party proceeds westward.
I don't like that.
Oh no!
I heard the dice.
A few hours pass by as the sun goes from the early horizon towards middle of the sky-ish. You guys are proceeding through the woods, and before long, Who is leading the party, I guess?
Bree's up front.
Bree's up front. Bree, roll me a perception check as you
Certainly.
are leading the party along.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, but I think it's Bree and Bontu that are up front normally. Just in
Yeah,
case.
correct.
I'm pulling Bontu up front with
Please,
this. I need
please
help.
give me a bonus, please.
No, I did good. I got a 17.
All right. It sounds
Oh my god, we got a bunch of squishies. It's just me and Bontu and then Rianne in the back.
almost
Is it like wings?
like fast fluttering of wings zipping around the forest. Like a swarm of bees somewhere nearby.
Oh.
Like somewhere in the branches up above, in the trees, close by, maybe about 60 to 80 feet out. But you guys are walking loosely in that direction.
Bontu, I think there's some. I don't think it's anything we have to actively worry about, but I don't know if you can hear it, but I believe that there's some bees or other buzzing creatures about.
Oh, yep. I hear it.
We might want to adjust our path just a little bit. I don't think we need to take unnecessary risks. Bees in this area are, if they're sourcing on moon blooms for pollen, then they might be a little aggressive.
Yeah, but could the moon bloom honey taste good?
I heard it's black honey.
Does that have medicinal purposes?
I think it makes you hallucinate
Lily.
a little
Hey,
bit.
Lily.
I think it's one of those.
Something about the size of a hummingbird zips down from the
fuck.
trees. It remains about 50 feet out, but it slows from its wicked fast pace through the forest, and you're able to catch sight of it.
Oh, it's just the size of a hummingbird.
That's
just the size of a hummingbird, but this
it's a-
little
it's a
figure
Okay.
zips
Hey,
down in front of
hey,
you, and he
Bree?
throws this staff out in front of you, saying, "Halt! I request everybody there to stand still in your track. You shall proceed no further."
Bree, I don't think that's a bee. It's talking.
it is top.
Maybe
Hello?
we should talk back. Hi.
Wait.
Hello.
General Copernicus the Third, and you traverse through my woods, and you will declare your names and promises before proceeding any further. State your intent, strangers.
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit because of the high pitched voice. It sounds great though. Honestly. But could you say that again?
I'll move the microphone a bit closer. I'm General Tigra Copernicus the Third, and you find yourself stepping through my woods. You strangers will declare yourselves and state your intent.
Oh, absolutely. You said General? Absolutely, General. My name is Bartu of the Fellowship of the Way Pathfinders. What is it?
It's a long
The
fucking
boring
title.
troop.
Sorry, I don't remember what
Fellowship
the
of
name
the
is.
Forgotten Paths.
We're the
Fellowship of the Forgotten Paths.
we
This
were
is
the boring company.
this is
We
my
are the boring company.
This is my friend Bria Rios. And then back here following us are Seneca,
Apologies.
Benter, Time Traveler, Rian of the Fishing Village, Shikari of the Bookworms, Crow and Eobendra, surname removed, and Lily from West Vale.
Down a little bit lower as you are making these introductions are a few other similarly sized figures that seem to be garbed in other such accoutrement of the woods.
As for our intentions, we are going to something Dells. I don't remember the name, but we're
It's
getting
the Twilight Dell. We're looking
Twilight
for the
Dells.
Moonbloom flowers. We
to
need
get
them for.
Moonbloom flowers because of an
Lies.
impending goblin invasion. We need them to make healing potions to defend the people of our village.
You seek nothing but death there. It is
Yeah, we
overrun
know.
by the undead.
It's
And
okay.
if
We
you
brought
make your
Claire.
ways there, you will only find yourselves adding to their number.
I think we'll be okay. Look at us. We're pretty badass.
You think yourselves brave?
We do not wish to challenge anything. I have personally
Then
come.
perhaps you can provide some assistance. We were just setting up a few traps of our own to stop a number of dangerous combatants that make their way through these woods. Other foreigners, others that are not home to these woods, causing all sorts of problems to the wildlife here.
What sorts of creatures?
Dastardly little tricksters.
Do they love
Have
potatoes?
you? Excuse me, they are from the Feywild. They are difficult to describe, but they are frustrating nightmares. You can't imagine. He starts just in the middle of the air, kicking his feet out and stomping his arms out like he's throwing a midair tantrum. But there's no surface for him to reach out to punch or kick at.
Shikari would open her notebook and show the sketch she'd made of the worm that they'd slain at the camp and say, do any of them look a little bit like this?
Oh, no, that is terrifying.
Anybody know anything about fey creatures?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Can you describe what might be a hostile creature to you in this predicament? Currently, we are facing undead and goblins. Is it something out? You said Fae. Can you describe what that is?
We procured from the last P.S.A throughs. They called them bird traps. They are to be dangerous enough for us, so we think that they should be sufficient. Maybe if you could just help us set us a few of these bird traps around the woods, we'll allow you to proceed to your deaths at the Twilight Dells. If that's what you want.
I mean, is there a way around? Just, just so we know all options.
Is there a reason you fear setting up these traps? Perhaps you're working with the Fae.
I mean,
Who are the
we're
Fae?
on this time crunch.
Yeah, we are on a time crunch, as Rian has said. But how many traps do you need set up?
Wait, who are the Fae? Are they good guys or bad guys?
I don't know what the Fae is.
Well, maybe we should figure that out before we agree to help these
I
people.
asked them and they didn't say anything. They just said more traps.
I asked everybody behind us and no one knew anything.
Chikara, you're smart. What's a Fae?
Can I make an Arcana or a...
Someone with intelligence tell us what the fuck is going on.
Someone with a brain. We're all scarecrows.
I mean, I have intelligence 13. It's not great.
That's probably a higher end on the party skill.
Could we'll just have a sidebar over here, General.
Okay, nature check 12.
Can I do a nature check as well?
Shikari's rolling a nature check on these guys.
Holy shit, is that a crit?
Yeah, that's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
She's crit on the nature check. Ah!
So yeah, Shikari, if you'll look to your Roll20 screen, I'm just going to give you the full page on that as well.
God, so much lore for the Chikari.
You are familiar with these things known as sprites. And additionally, you think that the pestering nuisance that they are describing is another likely Fae chaotic entity.
Okay. So.
I mean, it sounds like a lovely time. I think we should hear them out and see what it is that we get ourselves into. And maybe then they'll be able to help us collect the flowers we need. They seem small and fast and agile. I mean, if we help you set these traps, would you guys help us collect flowers we need?
We have to remain here in the woods, but perhaps we can better arm you. I could offer the protection of my own home.
Sounds great. That sounds like a fun deal to make.
So, General, these pixies, it seems that they only, tend to be, pranksters and tricksters to those who bother them or are unfriendly. Is there maybe some reason for the conflict between you other than just that it doesn't seem they would attack unprovoked?
You seem awfully supportive of their cause. And nobody here said pixies.
I do believe that that's what you're referring to, is it not?
It is.
Yes. See here, it's in this book I've got it. All the things you've talked about. I mean, these are the keywords I've associated with it. So, I do believe that anyone with a reasonable knowledge of nature could draw these dots together. So, yes, and so I do wonder. You do.
Then you understand these pixies are little more than a pest in these woods, and the longer they remain, the worse that these woods are. Something lately has caused a bit of a disturbance in whatever plane has kept them on the Fae, and now they find themselves in my woods, and it's my duty to keep everyone safe from their chaos.
Does it occur to you that if you just leave them alone and approach them with a friendly air, they would, you'd be all perfectly safe, and the hijinks would come to an end.
These creatures are mad beyond reason.
Beyond reason? Oh, have you spoken to them then?
Of course not!
So how can you be sure they can't be reasoned with?
Well, we can trap them with the bird traps, and then we can negotiate with them if you'd like.
What if we were to talk to them? I'm sure we could walk through the woods. I'm sure they would approach us. We're quite a friendly bunch, and maybe we'd be able to get them to leave you alone without setting a bunch of traps.
You think you can negotiate with a fae?
I mean, you know, they're pixies. I think that they are friendly to those who are friendly. Is that not the truth?
You've never talked to a fae, have you?
Oh, well,
No.
I am fresh out
Would
of the
somebody
academy.
please tell me
There's
what a
quite
fae
a
is?
number of experiences I've never had.
Fae is from a world that is similar to this one, except it's almost like, well, what if everything was magical and beautiful and lovely, but unpredictable and chaotic at the same time?
It'd
So
be like the
everything
terror. That
It's
sounds
so
like the terror.
completely full and beautiful and full of magic. Like every blade of grass is alive and talking to you and singing on the wind. But every tree that gets chopped down, it causes a vengeance of the forest 1,000-fold. And so the wildlife is just a bloom there, and it's all lovely and happy, and everything lives together in harmony at all the times. And so it's great. And so the pixies have no need to live there whatsoever.
Well, how long have the pixies been here then? They haven't lived here the whole time?
It seems only a few days.
So something has pushed them out of their homes and they've come here for refuge, and you've decided to wage war on them.
Well, if they're going to keep causing problems in the woods.
Oh, but see,
What kind of problems?
friendly to them.
Why don't you tell that to the brown bear that they're strung up with the spider webs?
You know, what about
Is the bear okay?
Or what about the whole family of badgers that he's stuck inside of a beaver's home?
Are
Just
the
because they thought it would be funny to try and watch them swim out.
Is the badger okay?
We had to burrow a small hole from the outside of the beaver's home, but they were made back home, and things were made right.
Okay, I have a very important question. Was it funny?
Well, not for the badgers.
But what about for everyone else?
I did not find it very humorous at all.
I see the problem here.
Dangerous, if anything. Immature.
These guys don't have sense of humor. No wonder they not get along with pranksters.
That's right. So, will you help us set these bird traps?
I have
You and I are in. Let's do it. I'm quite excited.
All right. How many could we ask you to set before it would be a bother?
I don't think that we are. I think that we're just trapping them and helping them. We're not killing anything, right?
I think morally this is an interesting place for us to be, considering our last debate about our goblin hostage. So
we're trying to be better.
Oh, I don't know. It does seem a bit like we'd be wading into an issue we know only one side of.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to ask questions.
And Master General, I know that the traps are your primary concern, but it seems you're completely unwilling to allow us to try the negotiation tactic. You want peace in your woods, do you not? What if we could bring that about without any bloodshed?
If you think you can negotiate with the pixies, then you're welcome to try. But you better be careful, because I'm sure they're quick to draw blood first, just as quick as they'd look at you.
You haven't described them drawing blood from anyone yet.
Of course not. Would it be funny for everyone else around?
I don't know. I'd have to see it, I guess. Sometimes it's funny.
You hear a little bit of a chuckle nearby.
Who's
EO,
that?
as just leaning off the back of Crow's shoulder, a figure just sort of appears. She's about the same hummingbird size and stature as the general. As she appears present on Crow's shoulder, and Crow, you just suddenly feel the weight of her as she perches herself there. Oh, it would be a little bit humorous, but no, I suppose that we haven't any such need for exorbitant violence. No.
Oh, look, I found one. We didn't even have to set traps. How fantastic is that?
Damn, you good at this, Crow.
Greetings,
Hello.
everyone. You can all have the pleasure of calling me Brightglade Clearwing. Pleasure to meet everyone.
Right, Blade. We were going to trap you guys, or try to trap you guys, because these guys are having issues with you. But now that you're here, we can have a conversation.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
I wouldn't say that's quite so. Some of us were a little more gung-ho on the trapping plan than I think others were. We weren't all quite on board, but we did want to speak with you a bit and see if there couldn't be some sort of a peace arranged between you and the kind general here and his people.
Oh, you're offering us a peace.
Offering to negotiate to help facilitate negotiations. I don't think that because we don't live in this wood. I don't think it's in our particular power to suggest anything. My name is Shikari, by the way, and these are my friends.
Pleasure's all mine, Miss Shikari. Greetings, friends. It's so kind to hear that you have such strong attitudes towards capturing and trapping us. Where do you find yourselves headed towards? Or are you here simply at the behest of the general?
We are on our way to a glen to procure medicine or ingredients for medicine, and the general waylaid us and discouraged us from traveling any further and strongly suggested that we join his cause, and we were just discussing the matter when you came along.
Is that so?
I wouldn't lie.
Well, perhaps some sort of an accord could be met. Tell me, what reason do we have to let all of you walk free from this situation? As in case you haven't noticed, you've got yourselves surrounded here, as she gives like a little bit of a flutter to her wings, and with a bit of a flourish, flaunters up about a foot or two above Crow's head. And as she does so, a few flutterings of wings can be heard as a small circle is formed around everybody here.
Oh no!
This is fantastic.
Flutter in sight.
We're in the middle of a turf war.
Where are we
How
expecting to this? We
sneaky
don't
they were.
understand. What did we ever do?
She's gonna turn to General and be like, I don't think you guys had a chance trapping these guys. They've known about you this whole time.
All right.
I think they were invisible.
I think this is a great chance for everybody to take a deep breath and consider what's going on here. You,
Shikari?
Miss Brightglade.
First thing, I'm going to need you to roll me a persuasion check to calm down the general. Because he is in a panic at the ambush that has just swarmed his army of sprites. 19 is pretty good.
Nice.
He's keeping calm. He flutters back a little bit closer towards you, and he is going to keep the calm of this situation.
All right. So, Miss Brightglade, my understanding is you're relatively new to this wood. This isn't your home. If you don't mind me asking, and if you don't mind telling me, what drove you from your home in the first place?
Well, we heard one of the guardians of these woods by the name of Charlie calling out. It seems as though there was some sort of a disturbance of the planular kind, and he was in need of some assistance.
Oh,
So,
we helped Charlie.
pushed through and made use of the opportunity, once he stopped calling out for any help, to spread out and sort of stay. It was a nice wood, plenty enough room for all of us.
I see. So there's no real reason you couldn't go back to your homeland if you wanted to.
It's much safer here. It's a bit more fun, if I'm being honest. Things aren't so dangerous in these woods.
Oh, I see. What kind of dangers lurk at home?
Oh, have you ever seen a tree eat something?
Oh my god!
No.
I've heard about the practice, but I've never heard. I've never
It's
actually
a
seen it.
terrifying sight.
The general said that every blade of grass there talks. Is that true?
Oh, and some of them are sharp as ever, and they'd just as soon slice through your foot as they'd allow you to step across them.
Huh.
That's why we had to develop wings, you know.
Huh.
It seems you've adapted to your environment quite well, but at the same time, you're here now, and I think what's important is that the general and your people can coexist peaceably. Otherwise, there might be a great deal of animosity and bloodshed in your futures. And it does seem that the general doesn't quite share your unique and delightful sense of humor.
We're certainly not here looking for any sort of bloodshed. That's not the sort of humor that we would like to be spreading about with our namesake to it.
Indeed. And, you know, I think everyone here would like to just be able to live in peace. So, Sir General and Miss Brightblade, could the two of you terms maybe make some agreements as to codes of conduct, behavior, things like that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if there were like some sort of other safe space set aside for them, that might be within reason. But the way I see it, we have no reason to trust these tricksters. What if they're just saying all this to our faces, and the moment that we turn around, that they're just going to try and, I don't know, turn us into sheep?
The beauty of it is, if you give someone
Can
a
you do
chance
that?
to prove you wrong once, you only need to learn the lesson one time. You can always break the peace once they've done so, and vice versa. That's how peace works. It's both sides deciding every day not to wage war.
Not to mention, it's rather closed-minded just to believe that because they're Fae, they have the worst intentions in mind.
I think both of you want to avoid having any of your people harmed, and I think that's what's important to focus on, is what you have in common, and not the various ways in which you are very different.
All right, now roll me a persuasion check for Brightblade Clear. With advantage.
Cool, because I'm rolling again.
For Seneca assisting.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so that is a 14. Or no, wait, what did I roll just now? I rolled perception. Oops, sorry. I just meant to roll persuasion.
Nope, you're looking at her now.
I'm looking real hard. That was an 18.
Oh, that better.
19's better. Cool. Supposing you're right. I suppose we could undo some of the more hilarious tacts that we had adjusted about these woods of late.
I have a question about
Excellent
that.
start. That's an excellent start. Shikari's going to take out some paper and she's going to title it "The Peace Pact Between the what are they? The Fae and the what's his people?
Pixies and sprites.
The Pixies and Sprites. Yes. All right.
Make it the sprites and the pixies.
Well, why don't we call it the Woodland Pact?
Oh,
So-
she good.
The Woodland Pact. These parties, and I'm going to write in their names, agree to respect life, limb, and property, each to the other, and agree to, before waging war, come to this spot and mediate all grievances among the chief leaders of each clan. And any other riders or agreements you guys think are necessary, but this could be a rough draft and go from there. She's gonna hand over the parchment to the pixies, or show it to them, and
So,
see what
like,
they
over the series of the next couple of hours, the arguments that ensue over what specifics need to be included over this Woodland Charter agreement get sort of decided. And before very long,
I still have one question.
Please tell me they signed the contract in pixie dust. Oh yeah.
What's Bonte's question?
Was the badger in the beaver den funny?
Oh my goodness, they told you about that. That was one of our most hilarious acts.
It sounds hilarious. They said it wasn't funny, and I questioned that.
Oh, Emeril came up with that one herself. I hadn't thought of something so hilarious personally. I mean, they're more than capable of swimming out, but I mean, there's only the one way, which is underwater. To teleport them into that strange of a space so suddenly. They hadn't a clue.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yes. So, agreeing to leave these past, what are now considered crimes in the past.
So, what did you think was our most hilarious prank?
Oh God. I think the best joke would be to miraculously come to a peace agreement. It's quite rare and can be funny if you look at it in the proper light. So perhaps the funniest thing to do would be to wage some peace today.
See her start to pull back with the quill in hand, saying, I don't know if that's my sort of hilarity. I don't know. Tell me, what's the funniest thing each of you have ever done?
Have you ever taken an undead's head and put it on its ass?
I can't say that I have.
That is pretty funny.
I could certainly see the use for it, though.
I think, personally, with the way that the world is at the moment, that we might be able to do something like that.
Are we all sharing?
I would certainly like to hear it.
I one time scared my brother on a ship. We caught a large fish, a sea bass, and I put it on my head. And I said, "Look at me, I'm a mermaid," except with a fish head. It was actually quite large.
Like a backwards mermaid.
Hey, look at backwards mermaid. Yes.
Could you imagine a fish, but with the tail instead? Oh my gosh.
Yes, it was very funny. It was definitely a whale of a tail.
Oh.
Even something as hilarious as that wouldn't exist in the Feywild. But I certainly could see somebody dreaming it up one day. Oh.
One time, my friend Tuk Tak and I broke into the library's restricted section, took a number of books, smuggled them out, and read them in secret, and then put them back exactly where we had found them, in pristine condition, and nobody knew.
Yeah, I just don't think that we share the same sort of humor, dear.
It was quite daring, I'll have you know.
I suppose
was
it's
it funny?
brave. But who laughed at that?
Giggled the whole time. Tuk Tak's quite funny.
Oh. You didn't, smear any food into the pages of the book.
Shikari's gonna, kind of almost faint a little bit.
Or doggy page
Absolutely
each
not.
page.
Or what if you
down a little
changed
corner?
around the ordering of how they were categorized within the restricted section?
That's a good.
Nobody would be able to tell where anything was that they were looking for.
Oh my god. Her hands are getting sweaty and she's ripping together. I mean, I don't have to put books back on the shelf precisely where they're catalogued according to the librarian's code. I just think it's really, really fun to do it. Everyone should. It's a great game where everything is exactly where it should be.
See, I took everybody's whiskey pouch. You see, I have 13 brothers and sisters. I took everybody's whiskey pouch, replaced it all with water, and then gave everybody a different whiskey pouch, and I mixed them all up. It was hilarious trying to watch everyone. First, they all spat out the water. We're like, what the fuck is this? And then they're all trying to have to figure out who had it with whose pouch. It was hilarious until my mom came in and I got my ass whooped.
That is indeed a hilarious prank for children.
Yeah, now I think about it, the punishment was a little severe. I had to sit on the pole for 4 days for that one.
Pole?
Yeah, they tie you to a pole and you don't have any food or water or anything like that. It was pretty brutal.
Oh, that sounds less hilarious.
Well, that's life in the Horde.
You should have told them to lighten up.
Oh, they're not very lighthearted in the Horde.
Oh, Terrible Shane, your family.
Yeah. You guys seem great.
Oh,
Could
I
I
think so.
could I vibe check Miss Clearwing here?
Absolutely. Roll me an insight check.
And is
I
her
fully
best
expect she's full of shit.
closer?
With each tale that she is laughing to, the quill is getting that much closer towards signing a signature.
Hell yeah.
Oh God.
Okay. Seneca will pipe up. If there was ever a family that decided to short me and my dad when we were fixing their houses, I'd put fish guts in their floorboards.
I thought that this was something that only we did. That is hilarious.
Drive them looking for the stench.
Wait, EO, I have to know what the funniest thing you've ever done is, because it's like, wait, you make jokes sometimes, and I have this feeling that you've done some funny stuff.
Well, I guess perhaps the funniest thing that I've ever done, this was back when I was much younger. Well, my neighbor, they had this, well, they had this garden out back, and they were very protective of their carrots and their mushrooms. And well, one day, I set a dog in there, and I buried a bone, and it came back later and dug up the whole garden.
Yeah, pretty funny.
I'd one rather tactful getting a wild beast like that under your control.
But the dog liked me. I would feed it. I would feed it scraps from the table, and then
Oh, it was a long con.
oh,
You won the
I mean,
dog's trust over a series of meals.
yes. I mean, I liked the dog, and then when I hit its bone in the garden, well, I I thought it was funny.
Would tactful follow this one.
EO, I have a gardening story too. This is why we get along so well. There was one year in the spring where I went into the gardener's shed and I switched the tulip bulbs with daffodil bulbs. And the whole year the garden looked silly because they were the wrong flowers.
That's quite funny.
It was pretty exciting at the time, but there was no dogs.
So, I wonder if you did it on purpose. This is absurd! This is ridiculous! I don't understand what all these hilarious friends have to do with anything!
Wait, General, what's the funniest thing you've ever done?
This is not the time to discuss hilarious jokes and pranks!
Why not? Aren't you all working out your differences?
This document needs to be taken seriously!
Well, I think, General, once again, we're trying to find some common ground, and I think it helps to have a good rapport sometimes to avoid war. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I think it's quite helpful to learn about each other and go down memory lane for a while. But we're almost done, I think. Miss Brightblade, are we quite ready to put our signatures on paper?
Well, I think you're right. We are almost there. I think I would just like to so much as hear the General's hilarious tale of his own.
Oh no. This is not.
Remember, the bar is quite low, and if this is the final piece of the agreement to secure peace, it seems quite easy to just tell a bit of a story. Perhaps one that you like to tell your fellow soldiers while sitting around the campfire and chatting.
Sounds like another persuasion check.
Can I assist since I'm known to ask the question?
Absolutely.
Yeah, roll with advantage,
Roll with advantage.
Shikari. Or you Or I could roll. My
I'm
persuasion
gonna
crazy
pretend that one
high.
didn't happen,
Ugh.
and we're gonna go with the 18 I just rolled.
Better.
Like the general's fluttering wings come to a stop, and he lands and like swipes the quill out from Brightblade's hand to sign his own name, and then he just kind of throws the quill back down in front of the parchment. He says, "One time, my commanding officer was late reporting out to the morning roll call, and so I took the opportunity to loosen the saddle on his squirrel mount. And it wasn't until several hours later into the scrimmage that he took a sharp turn, a bit too sharp, and the horns of his roll caused him to rotate around to the underside of its belly, and he was dragged around underneath the squirrel for a terrifying half an hour before could be stopped." And
That is good. That's really good, General.
And with that, Brightglade then picks up the quill and signs her own name on the Woodglade. Wood critter?
No, we called it the Woodland Pact.
The Woodland Pact.
This was quite an exchange of ideas, wasn't it?
This was lovely. So, where do you lot call home? I don't recall seeing any of you around here. Are you locals to these woods?
So wanderers, but Bree is from the nearby town.
Oh, in which way's the town?
If we tell you, are you going to go and start playing pranks?
Oh, perhaps it's worth signing another treaty with the woodland critters here. Or there.
Well, perhaps we'll save that for another day.
It's in the canyon to the south.
Oh.
Oh.
Lots of goblins nearby. You can't miss it.
Oh, very well then. We'll be sure to keep an eye out for it. And she shoots Bontu a wink.
But make sure you watch out for the goblins. They're not funny or nice or anything.
But playing pranks on them would be hilarious because they stupid.
We're actually on our way, like I said, to get some provisions to make medicine so that we can help heal during the fight when the goblins attack the town. If any of you have any expertise in that sort of thing, we could use some flying hands to help us pick them. Apparently the glade is overrun with undead.
Well, we might not be much assistance against such ferociously large beasts as undead. Perhaps we can offer up this as the general lifts up his acorn helm and extends it out, and as he does so, it starts to grow a little bit in size.
Oh, and what's this?
An acorn helmet. It's carved out from the inside of an acorn.
I should refresh.
I'm not showing it to you.
Oh, you're mean. I can see it on your screen.
Yeah, and you copy paste things, so
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he's showing you an acorn helmet.
because I'm nice and I tell the party things.
Yeah, and you can see my screen, so you know what it looks like.
Damn it! It looks cool, but it won't let me see the text, you guys.
As a good dungeon master should.
Or what magical properties am I
You've
having?
never come across a sprite's acorn helmet before.
So he's offering it to us?
Well, I'm not one to be outdone by my elders such as that, and the pixie goes towards her own side pouch and produces a sort of diadem, and she holds that out. She shows a little purpley flower crown
Oh, nice.
as the general holds out his acorn helm.
Thank you so much. These are gifts. Will it
Oh, look, there's text.
Are we supposed to have text?
They use their little woodland critter voices to tell you what they do in game terms.
That's text. You guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been the best part of my day.
Oh, you
He's
haven't been
just so
bad yourself.
beautiful.
Thank you for sharing some of your stories with us. They've been quite delightful themselves. Quite mischievous of your own.
I'm gonna write
Maybe.
a song about this.
We might have to put some of those into our rotation.
It's not in violation of the pact at this point, you know. Pixie it up.
Anyways, we should get going.
We'll be seeing you soon. The town to the South Canyon, you said.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Just look for the goblins.
Oh
Well, for
god.
certainly. And she shoots you a wink before all the pixies just cast invisibility on themselves, and you hear another fluttering of wings like a swarm of bees that quickly dissipates as they fly away.
Did you just really invite a horde of pixies to torment the town?
No, I sent them to the canyon to the south.
Oh right. Well, they'll probably see the town before that. We'll just hope for the best.
I trust her. She seemed like a pretty smart person.
Yeah, devilishly smart.
That was fun. Good job, Shikari. That was quick thinking.
I didn't want to trap a bunch of adorable winged creatures in cages. That seemed horrible.
I suppose this was the best way of handling things with a little less bloodshed than originally anticipated.
You know, at least we'll give them a chance, and then, you know, if everything falls apart, that's pieces are just that. They're sometimes they're temporary. I hope you guys can hold it. I hope this one lasts.
For the good of the woods.
So long as they hold up their end, we'll hold up our end, and we'll be here to keep an eye on them to make sure that they hold up their end.
Cool. Hey, we'll see you guys when we get back from the Dells.
Take care out there. And you can see he's got a serious case of helmet hair, but nobody is saying anything because he's the general. All right, sprites. As there's another flutter of wings as all of the sprites take off into the trees and up above. And before long, it's silent once again in these woods.
Honestly thought we were going to get attacked by a bunch of adorable fairies.
War.
I suppose that's the first peace treaty you've negotiated. You seemed awfully quick to come to that solution.
You know, I've read a lot of books about battles that happened, and I always thought, couldn't they just not and talk first? And so I guess that was a bit of an experiment on my part. Can't say I knew exactly how it was going to go. Honestly, I feel like I got quite lucky.
Was incredibly brave. Of all of you. Briarios most of all.
I'm sorry, what did I do?
You stood there strong and resolute.
Oh, I'm glad that you all figured it out because I was about to take the two of you and put you in a room and we'll figure our differences out.
That would have been funny.
That was a joke. You see, I can joke too.
And with that, the party continues westward towards the Twilight Dell. Getting
That's
closer
a good end to the scene.
and closer towards their inevitable dooms.
We needed a little levity before all the undead.
We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're going to be just fine.
Who wants the acorn helmet and who wants the twilight flower crown?
Helmet do
I
damage?
unironically think that Crow should have the crown. Because that'll give her another spell. Because sorcerers are spell thirsty and they don't get enough.
Makes
The
sense
best
to me.
part is it's a targeted attack, so she can't just accidentally get anybody else in the.
Also true. Acorn helmet? What does this do?
It's a falling damage thing.
And also, like, animal handling for small woodland beasts, which I think is super adorable.
Yeah. Who wants it? I think Shikari should wear it personally.
Okay, I'm on it. You don't have to tell me twice.
I mean, as the two people most responsible for the pact, I think it's appropriate that Crow and Shikari end up with the items.
We did
I
it.
love Jerry.
We negotiated the shit out of that. That's true.
I love the idea of Shikari wearing this acorn helmet.
Yeah, and she loves it as an element of her new ensemble. Yeah, and she thinks it's very fashionable.
Absolutely. She's trying to be a warrior like Bree.
Yeah, no, exactly. And this is her first what's it called? Like, you know, you get items when you fight and you get rewards and things and stuff. And so aside from the breastplate that Bree bought for her, she earned this.
Her loot.
Quest item.
Yes, a quest item, exactly. And now I can always say that this is the helmet I got when I negotiated the Woodland Pact with my good friend Crow, who also did not hit me with any damage.
And it's an acorn, and it makes sense. I love it.
That's lovely.
It wouldn't work with my hair, so I'm glad you took it.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to communicate with so many woodland beasts.
Unfortunately, as it gets later into the evening, you guys can start to see the outline of some of the ruined walls of the fort that is the Twilight Dell up on that ridgeline up ahead. The sounds of some of the woodland critters nearby start to fade out, and it gets quiet as you guys start to approach. You guys can make out like shufflings and movings of what look to be figures and humanoids that remain in the Twilight Dell as you guys round about the base of the mountain and start to circle around for your approach. You can start to see a few dozen feet ahead of you your first skeletal warrior that looks to be stood guard in the ruins of this stone fort.
Oh shit, there's a map!
Fucking cool. Evie should update your token's HP.
For the love of God, max your hit points.
It doesn't automatically update, and it never does.
Towards the top?
So I'm never really sure. Well, yeah, but like the button is. Okay.
No, it won't. There's a macro or something that you need for that, and I don't think any of us are using it.
Yeah, so I need
No, I always just update it myself.
Yeah, I need to do it by hand. I just never know how to do it.
Click on your guy,
So you
and then click on the green circle, and then type in whatever your hit points are. You could do plus and minus in there, and it'll subtract or add as well.
Yep.
I'm just not sure, like.
I don't think 22 is your max anymore. So you'll need to double click.
Not sure like what.
I'm not sure how to calculate what my HP is.
Uh-oh.
Because I think
Are you not using your D&D Beyond sheet?
Yeah, I think so. How do I fix
Let's
it?
make sure that she's got the current hit points.
Yeah. Shikari should be in like the 30s.
Shikari
or
is still
40s.
level 3 on D&D Beyond.
Current?
Do what?
Change your current?
To what? Just 1, 2?
What? Yes.
Just max hit HP.
Did she level up, Ryan?
Yes.
I did?
Right?
When?
Level 4?
Uh-oh.
How do I push enter?
Yes.
Okay. Back to, okay. And then
That would make sense. I don't
You're
think
level
Shikari's
3.
rolled for
You're
HP
level
for level 4.
There.
Okay. Sorry guys, I'm bad at this stuff.
No, I think that was the session you missed. Was the
Yeah.
yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, It wasn't until we were starting the funny story discussion that I realized I hadn't actually picked a feat or a stat improvement for level 4.
Really?
Yeah, so I was scrolling through going, what feat do I want?
Nice.
It's a healer, maybe? What does that give me? That makes sense, unless I already have it. I'm just.
I think with the helmet and
If
the
it's easier.
the cool charisma play, you could bump up both of those. That'd be awesome play.
Yeah, I think a stat bonus for I like bumping up my stats for my pure casters usually.
I
Yeah,
get
that's
an
good.
ability score improvement, and it said
Or a feat.
improvement feat or another feat of your choice. So I could do ability score improvement instead. Oh, that's how that works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get 2 +1s. Or
So
a
you guys
+2.
are saying what? Charisma and what else?
Well, do you already have a 20 in wisdom?
She's got 18 in intelligence and wisdom.
So you could bump one of those up by 2 and have 20.
Okay, I'll do wisdom, and then
Or more hit points, I don't know.
it, right?
For the Jakari with the low hit points.
I mean, I think it makes sense for the cleric to try to push her wisdom as high as possible, so she gets more a higher spell DC and everything like that.
Prepared spells and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Okay, does that seem right-ish? I don't know if anybody can look over.
I don't think I'm actually gonna max Breeze
So
strength.
1 to wisdom, you were thinking, and 1 to.
Yeah, I think. So my wisdom is at 19 now, and then my charisma is at 16. I think it's right.
If you want, you might be able to just bump both points to wisdom instead of wisdom and charisma. Bump your wisdom to 20 so that your modifier is +5.
Sure.
That's really good for a cleric.
It's really good.
Oh, also because of the type of cleric you are, that +5 gives you a +1 to your 2 knowledge checks. Your nature and your religion.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wonderful.
You're gonna be
And
like
then,
chonky
and then we
scores on
need
those.
to roll for HP for her.
What is it? A D10?
8.
A D10.
D8.
Roll.
Just one?
This.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll them there.
Come on, 8.
Right here.
4.
4 it is. 4 plus 1.
That's not
and
bad.
5. Your
It's
max is
5 more.
28.
28.
Okay, so.
Go. Click out. Click the anvil.
Mhm.
Go manage HP. Rolled. Make it 23. And now just click that newspaper looking thing. Shazam!
Okay, and I can change mine on here to 20. And I have full HP?
Yeah, after the long resting.
Okay.
Why is it what?
Be weird.
Oh. Because it likes to be weird. It's roll 20. It likes to be very not user friendly.
Yeah.
How do I...
As often as possible.
Oh, I'm sorry. How do I change that to be 20?
Double click Shikari. Go. 27. And 27. And a helmet.
And a helmet.
Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, sorry guys, we're done.
You're good.
Ah.
Let me turn off the relaxing music soundtrack.
Oh, you had relaxing music on? I'm sitting here in the silence.
Now an upsetting theme by Kevin MacLeod.
Oh,
No.
We return back to the triangle.
I'm pretty sure Ryan's using unlicensed music on purpose.
I don't
for
even
us, so.
trust it.
Can't risk the flag. So yeah, as you guys are approaching the ruins of this Twilight Dell, you can start to see and hear undead that are lingering about the area. But you can also spot the occasional bushel of these lilies. The moonbloom bushels.
No, that's Lily.
Lily's in the bag.
She's kind of in the front right now.
You can approach by continuing along, spiraling counterclockwise.
Can we
But
be
you said it's
stealthy?
getting dark, right?
It is starting to get dark.
I'm sorry, before we get too far into it, I'm trying to figure out
An hour from sunset.
Try and figure out what?
how to add the flower crown. Is there another name for it that I can find in D&D Beyond?
If you are able to add a spell scroll with the chill touch cantrip,
I can make an item for that, Ryan, if you want.
that would be wonderful.
All right. Give me a second, man, and I'll make it.
Okay, you're fantastic. I was like, I don't know how to add this.
I don't know how to add the spell to your character.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah, since it's a cantrip, you should be able to just add it.
So it would seem. So with Briarios and Bantu in the lead, how would you guys like to proceed
Stealthily.
for your party?
I'm really glad that didn't pick up my alternate art picture folder that I just popped up. That would have read really bad on stream.
Yeah, is that what the kids are calling it these days? Alternate art? Okay.
I have a subfolder in alternate art. Don't even go there.
I'm not being 6. Guys, I'm gonna get us caught.
Wait, are we stealthing?
I'm sorry.
I'm stuck saving an item. Hold on.
I am the
What is
most
it?
stealthy, so this is gonna be fine.
So it's gonna be fine for you. I'll die.
Yeah, I'm
You
really
save
excited
yourself.
because I definitely thought I was in there, and I was like, 24, no way! But nope, I got.
No, y'all just forget that Rian's there.
I'm being so
That's-
You
quiet,
just keep
guys.
saying that, but I don't forget Rian.
Aw.
Until it's time for healing.
I don't do healing, so I can't.
Ryan, is this line supposed to be here for any reason?
That's just me showing you guys to proceed that direction
Okay, I got it.
forward. And now, how do I get rid of it? Oh, good.
Well, I mean, if you're just going to railroad the campaign like that, Ryan, fine.
It's a mountain. That's
the easy way up.
to do that.
The no check required route. The way if you did have wagons or carriages,
Sorry,
you might have.
you need a stealth check, Ryan? Is that what we need?
If you want to approach stealthily,
Oh,
yes.
of course.
That's up to you.
I will be
Leave
super
it for me.
stealthy
You
with
and
you.
Bantu leading the party forward.
What's the plan?
18. Well, what if we wait until night and
We don't
maybe
want to
the
wait till
stealthiest of
night.
us
The
will be
undead
going
have the
there?
advantage
see
at
in the
night.
dark.
Oh, can they see in the dark?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't see it all.
Oh. Well, at least maybe a couple of us go down there, the stealthy of us, of all of us, and we take some of the flowers. How many flowers do we need?
As many as we can carry.
We decided it was like roughly a bag of herbs makes one potion, correct?
Roughly 1 bushel per potion, or 3 bushels per greater potion.
So I say just get as many as you can at minimum, perhaps 3 apiece if you can, and I think it would make sense if maybe there were ranged fighters giving you cover so that if they start to close in, we can pick them off. And anyone who maybe hears you, if we notice that they've become aware of your presence, will take them out before they can approach you and alert the others. I'm not sure how their hive mind works, if there even is one, but what do you all think?
Well, you can use that same make them scared of you thing that you did last time, right?
Sometimes to run away. I think that should be a last resort.
Excuse me, if I might.
Oh, what's up, EO?
So are we sure they don't see? They sense you in some other way.
Well, they don't have eyes.
They've always just walked past us when we're not making noise or in any way alerting them as to the presence of life. I think maybe they're entirely dependent on outside stimuli in order to aware that something is sentient around them and then they attack it.
But
Perhaps.
there's
I don't
always
know.
like this eerie red light in the eye sockets when you see undead.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I don't know who's the quietest amongst us, and who is most able to, well, be quick about being unseen. But I have recently found I have a new talent.
Oh?
Uh, I can make things invisible.
Oh, that's useful.
Thinkable.
I mean, I intended to use it to protect Crow. If things ever got bad, I could hide her and tell her to run. But in this situation, perhaps we could send someone in who couldn't be seen?
That's a great idea. Who's good at picking flowers?
I mean, I thought I suggested yes.
Right now, stealth is not my strong suit, but I'm happy to provide cover, as I mentioned. Who's got?
Yas taught me very well how to be stealthy, so I'm quite good at it now.
Oh,
As you can see.
mistress, I couldn't let you go first, mistress. That would just not be done.
I'm actually pretty good.
You did say you wanted the spell to be able to protect her. This is using it on her. It's the same thing.
Yes, but I would go long before I would agree to send the mistress into that.
I don't know. Is that how this works? Do you forbid her from doing things?
I'm very good at this.
Well, it's not forbid, but I would certainly volunteer my services first.
You know,
I think it should be Rian or I, because like I'm fast and she's quiet.
No, I've been talking the entire time.
I can hear you,
Oh, thank you.
but like she quiet. And I think I'm the fastest, besides Bree.
Okay, out of character, I have a stealth of 5, and I don't know what the check is that's going to be required for the Moonblue bush.
It'll probably be a nature check.
Okay,
Stealth is
to
6.
harvest it.
nature I'm not very good at. Sleight of hand, I've got another +5.
My stealth check was shit.
This is what you're arguing.
Rian, what's your nature check?
+5.
Oh, Rian's got this in the bag.
Yep, this is all you, Rian.
Who?
Exactly. They won't even see her coming.
A second where we didn't get it.
They won't even see her coming.
And if they do, they'll forget as soon as
Rian.
it walks by.
Now, you're also very strong, so you can carry lots of these bushels on your back.
Eo, what does it look like as you cast this spell on Rian for the first time?
He walks up to her and says, I don't think this is going to hurt, but I've never tried it before, so... And he reaches out and just gently puts his hand on, like, I guess her calf. And he whispers some words, like, under his breath. And she just goes... She, like, fades out.
And she shrivels up and dies because it was the most painful thing that she's ever experienced.
Hey, Bree, last time you were here, how did these things, like, react? Like, could we cause some kind of distraction for her?
Well, it was kind of a big mayhem. They were actually attacking the living that were residing in this place, so that I think they were attracted to the living. Perhaps a distraction might help, but they're being, if I understand correctly, they're being controlled, so it might not be as much of a we can distract a thrall, but if something is amiss, then their leader or their master might control them or compel them to do something. I don't know how much autonomy they have.
I don't know, like, chase us down a mountain and then Rian can just go in and grab the stuff.
Rachel, if you want to try and scale the mountain wall, go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Actually, I was going to ask, does anyone have any rope? So
Yeah.
Okay, can you lower me down the mountain?
We're going up.
Down the mountain?
I,
Oh, we're
yeah,
going up. This is up?
Yeah,
Going
yeah,
up the
up,
mountain.
up.
I will help you do both. I will help both. Bantu will also climb up mountain and help Rian up this side and then lower her down on other side.
Okay.
So one thing to remember, guys, is that these are not the undead that moved north. These are the undead that will do the bidding of their master. So they will attack until you're dead.
So be quiet.
All right. So with that, Bantu and Rien set to climbing the wall of these ruins. As the two of you do so, scaling up to this height, you get a little bit of a vantage about one of the goings-ons. You can see what look to be skeletons in some of the towers here, actively on guard. What look to be a number of skeletons and larger skeletons. Some that look to have like a minotaur's skull atop their head, and they seem to be engaging with something. If you can roll me a perception check, each of you.
14.
14. Wait, no. Hold on. I never rolled. Odd. Oh, no.
Rachel forgot Rien.
7.
Rachel.
Glad you got that out before your stealth roll.
Yeah, no, yeah, mm-hmm.
Bantu, you make out a couple of those large worm-like centipede kind of monstrosities down inside of that channel that seem to be almost shepherded there by these skeletons that seem to be just housing them in those kennels. Like kennels, almost, in that pit.
Rian, look down there. This is where those bugs came from.
Oh, that is nice. Oh, that's great. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. Not regretting this at all. Mm-hmm.
No, this is bad. This means we can't just smash and grab. We probably have to do something about this if it's going to affect the rest of the forest.
No, I.
Okay, Tina.
I think that we just need to grab the things and we can worry about it later.
How do we figure out who's controlling them? Where do you think that person at?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay, well, while you're looking around and grabbing flowers, you should figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what are those tokens, Ryan?
They're awesome.
No, there's 2 hidden tokens without names, and I don't like it.
Oh yeah.
And then there's all these possible gargoyle statues or something.
The scary, the creeping angels. What are they called? Weeping angels?
Weeping angels from Doctor Who?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
they're over
creeping
there in the
angels.
corner. Creeping angels. Yeah, whatever. They're
Don't
over
turn your
there.
back on them.
I don't know.
this.
You're
I don't know
welcome
what's
to
going on.
approach to investigate to find out.
All right, I'll lower you down. Be careful.
Okay, yes. If you hear an owl or a seagull, that means that I'm in trouble.
Okay.
All right.
That is entirely up
Yes,
to you guys.
Can Shikari? So there's a mountain right in front of us. There's no way.
Yeah. So as your friends are scaling the mountain, what would the lower half like to do? Starting with Shikari.
I think Bantu was onto something. Maybe we can make a distraction, but if we make a distraction, then we're going to alert everyone to our position, and they're all going to come for us.
If we couldn't just find a place to hide and still be, if we couldn't find a place to hide and maybe still be able to provide cover, I still
They're
think
on
we
the
can
other
be
side of the
stealth.
mountain. We can't see them.
Well, but perhaps we should be climbing up after them and taking cover along the ridgeline.
I would like to cast mage armor on myself.
Scandalous.
I'm also casting Mage Armor myself.
But Amanda, is there a chance of that spell causing wild magic to go
Yes.
off because it's a level spell?
Oh, there
Oh,
is.
nuke us, and Bontu comes back down the hill, and we're all dead.
Oh, sorry.
Let's get some fireworks.
Counting trees by the way.
I roll like shit.
Like 15, 20, 25 feet.
Not tall enough to see over the mountain.
There.
Like this
If
tree
you're
in
looking for one, I'm
particular.
going to say this one here. This is like a 40-foot tree, tall enough to maybe get a glimpse over that mountain wall.
I'm going to climb it and I'm going to stay hidden if I can, or is my stealth check for the whole battle?
As you keep going, you can roll new stealth checks.
Okay, I'm going to try and climb the tree, and I'm going to, if I can, stealthily make it up to the top and just kind of look out for them and be ready to fire if need be. How far
For now,
is
you're
that?
welcome to just move your tokens since we're not into initiative or anything.
Okay. I just wanna see
And
how far.
until I say otherwise, you're good on the stealth check
Okay.
for now.
Okay. My crossbow's range.
Because like the alertness status is very low. There's nothing triggering anybody yet.
Oh, good.
There have
Chikari
been
went
0
backwards, not
guards with-
forwards.
No guards with the exclamation mark above their heads yet. Saying, huh? What was that?
Okay.
You're good.
Okay, Ryan, I have a very important question for you.
What's up?
As GM,
Uh-oh.
is concentration a active engagement?
In what
If I'm concentrating on a spell, can I rest for 10 minutes and regenerate the spell slot I used?
How long does the spell
I think
last?
concentrating,
An
you
hour.
can't rest while concentrating. I think it
Yeah.
requires more mental power than.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. That's just me, though. I think it's like you have to really focus to keep that thing going.
You gotta relax for it to be a rest. Don't concentrate too much.
I don't think this is going to take 10 minutes anyway, but just in case.
Okay. I don't know.
But
Maybe.
yeah, the invisibility is a concentration spell, so.
I gotcha.
So EO's going to just sort of find a nice cozy spot to stay out of the way, because the last thing we need is for, Rian to just pop into existence in the middle of something because he got distracted.
Yeah, that.
Surprise!
Yeah. Please don't forget about Rian. Not this time.
Not this time.
So EO is
But-
concentrating.
It just depends
Sorry,
on what Crow needs.
Monty or EO, I'm thirsty. Can you come help me? I'm kidding.
Tea?
Catch up with the other two as they come back. For now,
Oh.
we're going to take 5 steps back.
Bantu will stay up on ridge, just nice and low, and keep an eye on. Well, can't really see Rian, but try to see where flowers are disappearing, so he kind of know where she at.
All right. Bantu, go ahead and roll me a stealth check to try and hide up there on the mountain ridge line.
Natural 20.
Beautiful, Bantu.
Oh,
You know a thing or
That's
two
the
about
time I love Nick so clutch.
Keep out of sight. Rian, what would you like to do?
climb down, rappel down the mountain, and try to get these 3 bushels, or at least these 2. Moon blooms first.
Sure thing. Go ahead and start by rolling me a stealth check with advantage because you're invisible.
Okay. 23.
Excellent. And feel free to roll me a nature check to start harvesting that moon bloom.
16.
Wonderful. It takes you about 10 minutes to start to harvest that bushel of moonbloom.
Wait, just this bushel?
Just that bushel.
This is
Oh,
a tense
cool.
moment.
It's a full bush of plants. And it takes some time to pull apart the flowers.
I can't see, obviously, Rianne, but can I see the moonbloom plants and
Roll me a perception check on this one. Because maybe not. Rianne, roll me another nature check.
the 21?
21. You do see that bush, like maybe you didn't notice it as it was happening, but that bush is shy of its lilies, and then you see one of them get snipped off and then just vanish.
To anyone of the party who can see me, but obviously invisible to anyone who is not my friend, I want to try and signal down to everyone that one bushel has been gathered.
As you see the bushel next to it start to get snipped off.
And I'll tick it up to 2.
Cool. Rianne, another 10 minutes go by as you harvest another bushel of lilies.
And we already established that she's not allowed to return until she has 12 bushels, right?
You
12?
just threatened her with her life.
Okay. All right. Where to next? Well, there are 3. She'll go to this one right here. Right here.
You can do it.
She continues along and starts harvesting. It's been another 10 minutes and a nature check.
Oh my god, this is so scary.
Can Bantu like creep along the ridge and like kind of keep up with her when he sees the flowers move over there?
You sure you want to move up there too much?
Sure thing. Bantu starts creeping along the ridgeline, doing his best as he loses sight of whatever bushel is being worked upon as Rianne starts harvesting a few lilies from the next. 15 is successful. Cutting those, spending another 10 minutes as you're up through half an hour with the plants alone.
Can Bantu do a knowledge arcana check to know how long invisibility lasts since it's on the bard spell list?
Sure.
Clark.
5.
I mean, it depends on how strong a caster casts it, right?
Okay.
Maybe
Feel,
so long as he's concentrating.
feel pretty strong. I don't know. This might last a while. Okay.
There's something about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it only
Hey,
lasts
look,
like 10
there's
minutes per
Rian.
level, right?
I mean, last edition it lasted for an hour. I don't know how long it lasts now.
Oh no.
Oh, we're actually playing
been
Pathfinder.
invisible this
It's
whole
now tied to your character level. So
Oh
So
no.
40 minutes?
Oh no.
Has she become visible? Are we all fucked?
You don't see her yet.
I mean, Rianne's. Can Rianne climb this?
Sure. Get up a little closer to the zombie shambling around there.
Okay. Rianne's going to go over to this bush now.
Sure. Roll me another stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, with advantage. With advantage. 21. All right.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Invisibility lasts forever.
You continue along. There's another moonbloom bush. Just as easy as the last, right? Another
Yeah.
nature check.
Why are you jinxing? Why
15.
15. Spend another 10 minutes, and that's no problem harvesting another bushel of moonbloom. You've got 4 of them. You're doing great.
Okay, Rian's gonna go over to this one. Put herself into this corner.
Sure thing.
We cut to a
Ian's gonna
scene of
cut it.
EO sitting there, and there's just sweat like running down his face.
Like it took them a little while to climb the side of that mountain, and it's running on the further end of this spell. It's fairly new, and this might be the longest you've had to concentrate on it continuously. As Rian continues her way around towards another bush, give me another nature check.
Nice.
Would Crow looking at EO see that he's visibly like sweating?
He's definitely like straining a little bit, concentrating on this.
EO, do you need like some water? Do you need a handkerchief to? And she's gonna like kind of tap away some of the sweat off his brow. Are you okay?
Do you think she's almost done? It's
I don't know. Maybe
getting
it's a lovely
hard to
stroll.
maintain.
50 minutes have gone by. 5-0.
Not sure, but I'll go check. I'll go check. And Crow's gonna crawl up to Bantu as slowly and as super stealthy like as she can.
Oh, Crow, roll me an athletics check.
I've still been
No.
signaling each time I see a bush get. Yeah,
Each
so everybody knows how many has been collected.
So everybody
13
knows
for
5
athletics.
bushels have been gathered. 13 athletics, no problem scaling that mountain.
Okay, cool. But I have a 3 stealth, so I'm probably too loud. But
I mean, it makes all sorts of clatter with rubble falling down that mountainside, but maybe it's all for the better, because what you don't know is on the other side of that wall, Rian, you see this zombie being drawn towards whatever sound of that falling and scratching stone is. But also, Rian, likewise, so do some of these guys back here.
Bantu! Bantu!
Shit.
Actually, I wanted to see if you could, like, because I rolled a 23 on my nat 20 stealth. Like,
God, I can't see you, and I have a 3 stealth. She's.
I don't see.
Bantu!
Shh! Hey, shut up! Come over here.
I can't see.
Over here in the shadows of the rocks.
Hi. Eo's son.
Shh!
He's done. Can't do it anymore.
Oh, he might not be as strong as I thought he was.
What does that mean? He's very strong.
Never mind. That's not good. There are like 4 zombies around her. I
How do
think
you see her? She's invisible.
because that's the last bush that moved.
This is probably just the wind.
No, they disappear.
So
We need to cause distraction. You actually doing a pretty good job of it. They look like they're coming this way.
So you say that she needs to cause a distraction, and she's gonna cast a sorcerer's burst over this way, towards. Oh God! Why isn't it clicking?
I don't know, towards which way? Out there?
Yeah, because Bantu pointed to a different direction, so I'm gonna point to over here. And what should we do? Let's do lightning. That's super normal for lightning to strike randomly.
Going for just the middle of nothing, or targeting anything in particular?
No, just the middle of nothing.
Lightning in the middle of nothing, sure. That's
It's a
normal.
distraction. That's normal. It's
They know
cloudy.
the way. They're
Sure.
undead.
Cloudy with a chance of lightning.
I clicked the damage. That rock got destroyed.
There's a surge of arcane energy as a 5 lightning damage bursts into the ground with an arcane blasts. and some of the nearby undead start shambling towards where that blast impacted.
And Crow's gonna look to Bantu and give a thumbs up. And then she's gonna realize she can't see Bantu even though he's standing right next to her. He's gone.
When Crow does this, can Bantu keep an eye on this tower up here? This is like a tower, right?
It's like the remains of the main barracks of this fort. The second floor is no longer standing. There are a number of gargoyles perched upon like the 4 peaks of this facility.
Like when the sound of the spell goes off, like Bantu wants to kind of look around and see if there's any like non-undead reacting to that. If that makes sense? Like, is there anyone like if anyone like sticks their head out the window or something like that?
Thing.
Let's see. 13.
13. Nothing that you notice. No.
Okay, good distraction.
Like some of the
Oh God,
undead
you scared
to
me.
move around. Some of the larger Minotaur skeletons like turn their head towards the sound of that bolt, but they seem to be very preoccupied handling these carrion crawlers.
Crow, somebody has to be in charge here. We gotta figure it out. This is where the bug came from.
This is where the pugs. There's dogs here.
Bugs!
Pugs. Oh, I thought you said pugs. I'm sorry.
Oh, look over there. It's like the big bugs that attacked us last night. This
Oh
where the-
God, I really don't do bugs. I don't. I'm gonna stay over here.
Don't get it. Look, these undead, they're not moving north. That means somebody controlling them. That means we just have to figure out who that is.
Crow, roll me a perception check.
14.
15. All right. Yeah, you surveyed the area below you, and there are a number of undead all around the place, and you don't see any lilies getting scooped off of bushes. You don't see Rien. You know Eo is struggling, and it's got to be close to being up. With how long it took for them to climb the mountain, with how long it's already taken for them to harvest these bushels, there's no time.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
We run. I like that plan. That's a really good plan.
Oh, it is planned. Bantu gonna go over to this wall right here and drop the rope down the wall.
You're going the wrong way.
And Bantu gonna make sound like owl. Woo, woo, woo.
Brienne.
Oh no.
You're not a bird.
I
Wrong
want to
bird?
get one more bushel. Yeah.
She was hoping for Seagull.
Fuck. Crow. Crow. What does a seagull sound like? I grew up in desert wastelands. I don't know what it sounds like.
So I assume this is Crow making a bird sound.
Very
I
loud
think that was
bird
Crow just
sound.
alerting the whole camp.
God, I love it.
What? Rand was about to scale down
I was not
this wall.
prepared for Amanda screaming.
No.
That was like a goat seagull.
You gotta do it at least 2 more times.
Just gonna give Bantu the thumbs up.
Yeah, that was good.
Great.
Well, I think with that we can have everybody roll into initiative.
Has Kyle ever done this before?
Why is it always you?
Because everybody not privy to the plan hears this large shout of a bird going off from up over the mountain.
10. Cool. Great.
I'm dying.
How do I add myself onto this? Oh, yeah, there we go.
I got you.
10.
Good one.
No.
What'd you get?
17.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't want to go first.
You don't. Nick gets to go first.
I did
Rianne,
roll
you do
that
have
one
the
for me.
ability to swap scores with someone willing if you want.
Hey, Evie, do you want to swap scores? So
Sure.
I can get you 17 and you take my 10?
You need it. Take it. You need to get the fuck out of there.
Who said anything about getting out of here? I'm getting one more bushel, baby. I'm
You know
kidding.
what? Fine. However you want to spend that time, you spend it.
All right, we got it.
Yeah, that's precisely what it was, Nick. It wasn't a
So wait, Rianne, what was your initiative?
TN.
10.
10? Okay.
I was unprepared for how funny that was.
It was really fun. I was not expecting it.
Yes.
Big guys,
I'm surprised that didn't come with a wild magic surge.
No, it's just natural
Fucking
wild.
bird!
Maybe it was a wild magic surge.
On the
trying to be
bright
celibate?
side, Rianne definitely looked this way and saw a rope down the wall.
Now all the skeletons who are looking for a bird will see it too.
I love the interpretation in EO's journal. Bantu asked Crow to make a seagull sound, and Crow perfectly mimics the seagull, but the rest of the group is not expecting that and jumped up to respond.
The perfect sequel.
It's a perfect
Does
sequel.
that sound break EO's concentration? That's what I want to know.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
He hears Crow in danger. He's clearly
It's funny
dying.
how Crow doesn't sound like
That's
a
her
crow.
danger sound. So first things first, Bantu, you hear this squawking going off, and you see a number of the undead that like turn their attention towards the sound of that lightning bolt, turn up towards the sound of that squawking, right over like where you were at.
Oh no.
And it's hard to tell precisely where a skeleton with no eyes is looking, but they are definitely looking in your direction.
Oh boy. Okay. Bantu is going to and I still can't see Rianne, right? Okay, that's right. So I can't
No sign of
inspire. I want to inspire Rianne and I can't.
We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Mm-hmm.
Can
all going
maybe
to
we
live.
retcon and give Rianne the 22 and give me the 10 and Shikari can keep her 17?
What's my initiative? You guys work it out
I
amongst
mean,
yourselves.
I'm just asking if that's a possibility. Because it occurs to me that if Rianne goes first, that's probably the best. But we already started. So, nope, we already know that it wasn't any bad guys going before me, so we can't do that. Never mind. All right. I'm gonna make decisions.
Yep.
You could hold an action and then wait for someone to kind of tug on the rope and you just yank it.
True. That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. So if Bantu feels Rien start climbing the rope, he's gonna use athletics and just start pulling it up too to help with that whole situation. And I wish I could inspire you, but I can't hold a bonus action to do that. So that's the end of Bantu, or hold action.
I mean, I feel inspired.
Aw.
Crow's Call was inspiring.
All right. Briarios.
Fucking children. All right. Bree is going to hearing the call of the wild, in a veiled attempt at making a seagull, which I clearly wasn't. Bree is very scared because there's no bird that's like that in this area. So she's going to enter her primal state. The bonus action. And she is going to run headlong up to this side of the rock and start trying to intimidate and get the attention of these skeletons and see if we can start drawing them from the north.
Briarios, as you get closer and start to circle around, you notice there's a bit more detail to that stone
fuck.
that you circle around. As you come around the side, it looks as though those large arched feathered wings encircle the other side, where some individual seems to be weeping into the palms of their hand.
Oh.
As you circle around beside them, you get that glimpse of this first skeleton that seems to be just aimlessly shuffling around in its works. From the tower overhead, about 15 up, there looks to be a skeleton who has a bow raised up and an arrow drawn, notched, and pointed towards the sound of that lightning bolt back in the purple circle area.
All right.
We win this fight. We deserve a free TARDIS.
Bree is gonna hit this statue and just try to make noise. So she's gonna get up to it and scream really loud, just like, ah! And she's gonna two-handed this statue just to try to make a noise. Big bang.
Roll me an intimidation check.
I can do that. All right, this will be a primal intimidation. 21.
21 is pretty excellent. All right. You let out a shout. A number of the minotaurs opposite seem to focus their attention from what's down in that trough before them, and they turn their heads over their shoulders, and as they do so, a number of these large centipede-like things just bounce up and spindle over a number of the skeletons that are there. And you seem to have garnered the attention of a number of nearby undead.
Congratulations.
This is a frightfully terrifying, familiar scene.
Yep.
Where your last party died. And here we go again.
This time, I know what I'm walking into, so I am drawing the attention so everyone else can get out.
All right. 3 in.
Well, Rian was about to climb down this this wall. Nearly loses her balance when Crow does that seagull sound. Because holy shit, she now sees the rope. She is seeing sorry, not Bree. She's seeing Bree doing that. So yeah, probably good time for her to get the fuck out of here. So she's going to run 30 feet, which is her full movement. If she takes a dash action, does that ruin her stealth?
It'll be a little bit louder as you cross, and I will take that into consideration for your stealth roll. If you're trying to stealth out of here versus if you're trying to just get out of
Are
here.
you still invisible?
Yeah, she's still invisible.
So you have advantage on your stealth, right? Or it would be a straight roll, maybe.
It would be a straight roll. Yeah, she'll take the dash action to reach that. Wait, hold on. Where was she? Fuck. Hold on.
You can get
She was
there.
like right here. So that would be
25 gets you to the rope, or 20 gets you to the rope.
20, and then she'll start climbing it, I think 5 feet up.
And Bantu was holding.
Yeah.
Oh, does that trigger his action?
Yeah. Brienne, go ahead and roll me that straight stealth check. Because the advantage for invisibility, disadvantage for sprinting across the way.
14.
14 is beautiful. You get to the bottom of that rope and you start to scale up. And as you get a couple of handholds in, you start to feel your legs like raising with larger steps than you were anticipating as Bantu starts lifting from the top of the rope as well. And it's before long that you are roused over the top of that ledge and right by Bantu's side. Bantu, you don't see her, but you feel a grasp around the wrist at the last second that pulls her up, and you feel her beside you.
You did a really good job.
Yes, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. I've got 5. I don't know why you're. We need to go.
Oh, I didn't know what seagulls sound like, so I asked to grow, and that is apparently what a seagull sounds like.
I suppose yes, it does. But Bree is causing the alarm. We need to go.
What? Oh, fuck! I didn't see that. Uh-oh. We need to go help her. Honestly, we gotta figure out who's in charge here. It's so frustrating.
That's the end of Rian's turn.
Right. At the end of Brienne's turn, some skeletons are going to start making their way forward. Okay. This one is going to close the distance to Briarios. This one is going to get. Hey, you can get within distance too. This guy up on the tower is going to take a shot. Dun, 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 dun. 10 feet to 30 feet to 40. He's going to dash out. He's going to move to there. I don't think he has a shot now. Lightning is going to get over here. Check this spot out. That's all of them. Cool. Those 3 are taking shots at you. Couple of skeletal short swords going towards Bree. Both rolling 23s to hit. For 7 piercing on the first. If you're raging, that is half to 3. Minimum 3 or 4 damage on the second, half to 2. And
You're
the
probably going to
skeleton.
note those down. I think Bree's AFK.
No! Okay. 3 plus 2. And skeleton archer is going to miss. Frightening amount of damage. 5. Okay. With that, Seneca, Stonebender.
Alrighty.
I took 5.
Took 5.
This is a tree, correct?
That is a tree.
Okay. So she is gonna follow after Bree. Let's see, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I believe that puts me inside of these undead bastards.
Definitely.
Okay, she's going to Eldritch Blast this one.
Hey. Eldritch Blast.
It's a
13's gonna
13.
hit.
Yay. For 1 force damage.
That's number
Hey.
one.
Hey!
You wouldn't happen to have a repelling blast, would you?
Wait, hold on. Let me
What,
see
what,
something
what,
real
what's
quick.
your invocations look like?
That I mean, all my great ones cost spell slots, and I only have 2 of those. So
Oh, you took spell invo. Oh, those are. That's fun. That's fun.
a lot of my powers and my cantrips.
Yeah. That's cool. I
That's
like the
an attack.
different build.
Cool. Shikari.
Hello.
I love you. Hello.
Is going to see everything that's going on. I'm gonna put 2 and 2 together that Rianne is at the top of the ridge. Is she visible again yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But you saw Bantu pull something up.
Okay, and I see the zombies heading in our direction.
The ones you can see are making their way towards Bree.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, and 2 of them are upon her, indeed. One second.
Oh, I keep forgetting to give myself temporary hit points. I get 2. Oh, I get 4 hit points back.
Man. Sorry, the thing I want to do, I just don't have the range for, and I'm trying to wish it.
And you're up a tree.
And it's not going to happen. Oh, and I'm up a tree, so I have all that downward distance. Oh, you're right. Okay. I'm going to kind of signal to Eobendra and Lily, if they haven't figured it out already, that like everyone's back up at the top. And then I'm going to do a taumaturgy. I'm gonna do the sound of a
The seagull.
no.
I almost said it too.
Mine.
I'm gonna thunder 30 feet behind me.
Behind you where?
So it's gonna be 30 feet behind me.
Right where Eo's standing.
No, it's like right here at the edge of what I can see.
All right.
Oh yeah, edge of the map.
Wonderful.
Oh man, we're gonna fuck up these undead with noises from all over the place.
If it's just a cacophony, maybe they'll be confused enough to stand still.
More sounds. Eobendra.
Okay. So Eo was like sitting there back against the rock wall, just trying to concentrate. Having all this commotion, he stands up. I'm gonna say he set the stuff down to to just rest.
Wow.
And
Lazy bones.
Mm-hmm.
I
Always
know.
slacking, that Eo.
Can I see all the way up to whatever that creature is?
That looks to be a statue.
Okay. Can I
You can see
see
the one
that?
next to it.
Because it is half your movement to stand up, right?
5 feet to your left, you can see the other guys.
I can only move 15 feet, so I guess he's just sort of like looking around trying to figure out what's going on.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
And the Minotaurs are going to restrain the Karen. Crow!
Okay. So Crow is going to move to here, and she's going to target Bree, seeing that Bree's surrounded, and clearly, you know, she misinterpreted the seagull cries as a cry for help, which
It
anyone
sounded
could.
like a cry for help.
Anyway, probably wasn't a healthy sounding seagull. But she's gonna target Bree
Choking on French fries.
with a vortex warp and try and get her out of the situation she's in and put her in a different spot. If she allows it, we'll see.
You got to move 5 feet closer.
Huh? Is it
I'm
5 feet closer?
95.
I thought I moved close enough. I'm sorry. I can move 5 more.
Goodness.
There we go. Sorry.
Where
My
are you
bad.
going to move me?
I want to move you back to by EO. Kind of around the corner so they can't see you. So maybe like around
Wait for me.
here-ish. Why? There-ish.
Wonderful.
And Crow's gonna look down and be like, "Wait, this is a stealth mission." Shh. Gonna yell down the cliff.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be so loud, child.
Don't help me. That's what Crow's gonna do.
Cool. The skeletons of the shield and saber.
If
I'm going to
anyone
start
should be
pulling that
shushing, it
guy
should be
back.
Shikari, okay?
Boom. Boom.
Library.
There. This one's going down towards the shouting. Oh, we'll move it down to there. Cool. I think that's all of them, and it is zombies.
No.
Goodness, why do I have to roll them next to each other?
Well, we all know zombies can't climb rope. That's like canon.
Science.
Well, the rope followed
Yeah,
you
that's
up, so
science.
follow
Yeah.
it
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, zombies can't climb. It's science. It's
They
canon.
pile on top of each other until they spill over like a bunch of ants.
no.
Okay. No.
World War Z
that's
style.
World War Z. We do not abide by the World War Z zombie rule. We abide
That's
by the
scary
World
shit
War
right
Z
there.
book rules, all right? Books don't say that happened, all right?
Fucking
We're
Brad
going
Pitt.
to erase that from our minds.
I blame him. Oh, look, they're making a pyramid. No.
So are these 30-day later zombies then?
28
They
days
start
later, I
climbing
think.
Oh,
up
the
and
fast ones?
scrambling about the
Yeah.
wall. Trying their best, but zombies are not particularly adept at climbing walls.
Doing
But
their
they
best,
are trying.
sweetie.
As
They're
they're making their
definitely
way
moving
towards the
it
sound of
faster
that
than a wall.
squawking bird and the threatening barbarian down below. Carrion crawlers are being pulled back into the channel. Bantu! You don't say.
Thunderwave?
Thunderwave. Let's go with more noises.
It seems to be working.
Sorry, Nick's
Aw.
brain is thinking.
Yeah, this is a tactical nightmare.
You're staring down an invisible man, invisible woman, invisible Rien, invisible.
She was
wait,
never
who
there
was-
to begin with. How do we know?
Who did you pull up again?
Who's there? She wasn't there.
It's all been a dream. None of this is real.
Wait, are you about to lower someone down? What's going on here?
Why is
Where
she
did
with
those
Yas?
lilies go?
Are they
I
high
just want to know
fiving
where
back
Nick's
at
brain gets off thinking. It's not allowed to do that.
Actually, you forgot me.
While he's thinking, I did forget a really important thing to do.
Oh, do your important thing, please.
Never mind, we're good now.
God damn it.
I gotta be worth at least 2 rolls for making that happen, right?
I mean, maybe. For funsies.
I'm like
Nope.
trying to leash a badger.
Rien, if you put down the
Fuck. Wait, we're Bree safe. Okay.
Bree is never safe.
Because I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like we
Bree, she's
could
gonna
just run
charge
away.
right back into the zombies.
If Seneca, I can't let Seneca be the front line.
No, we can
Seneca is
run
very
though. Like we
capable.
have 5 bushels. We have Rien back.
Yeah.
Everyone's out of.
Yeah, this would be the
Bantu's
perfect
going
time to retreat.
Bantu is going to sound the retreat. He is going to grab the hand that's holding his and pull it with him this way. And then he's going to shout down at everyone,
okay, we got some bushels, time to run.
And he throws her down the side of the mountain.
Here, eat her.
Well, you kind of joke about that, but Bantu gonna sling that hand up onto his shoulder and say, hop on. And then when Rien hops on, Bantu is going to scale down this mountain using his bonus action adrenaline rush to give him 30 extra feet using the gas action as a bonus action.
Sure.
You missed the
So-
perfect opportunity to do a Beatles song.
So carrying Rien down.
Feel free to roll me in athletics or acrobatics to sprint down the mountain with Rien in tow.
How's a natural 20 for 28?
Bantu, the hero
Not the first
fireman.
time you've done this.
He had a good time earlier. He's feeling inspired. Shit, I left Crow up there. Eo's not gonna like that. I'll deal with that next turn.
Nick, you should have done the
that-
Beatles song.
Which one?
Get back to where you once belonged.
No, he's gonna do the classic, Monty Python. Run away!
Run away.
That's the end of turn.
The retreat.
They have huge teeth.
Very well, then let's get out of here. As Lily starts by double moving out. Briarios!
All right. All right. Oh, well, hell. Oh, boy. All right. Bree is going to move up 30 feet next to Seneca.
You know, I
And-
hate to influence what you do with your character, but Seneca is indeed an adult gnome. She is not a child. And is a warlock. She has means.
Well, I'm sorry, child, but I have to make sure that you get out first because everyone died before me. So
If it helps, Bree is also an adult gnome.
we have to compare ages later, sweetheart. Bree's going to move up and then hold her action to run back once Seneca starts moving.
She did.
So if Seneca doesn't move, Bree is going to move forward. That's her plan.
Very well.
She's judging her movement based on Seneca.
Holding your movement.
Yep.
Got it. Rian.
What's up? Rian's going to get out of Bontu's back, off of Bontu's back.
He climbs out of his.
Yeah, he's got a little pocket there, a little pouch.
Backwards kangaroo.
Yeah, and she'll whisper up or like, I don't know, yell maybe, I don't know, but she'll say, Crow, I'm right underneath you. Just jump so we can go. And she'll hold her action, and she's fully prepared to catch Crow. Even
Oh
though
my god, I
Crow
love that.
cannot see her. This is the ultimate trust fall.
Oh, that is.
But Rian is ready. You know what? She'll also kick some dust to kind of say, like, here's where I am.
Did you just LeBron James that shit?
Yes.
Fucking powder. Pa!
But Rian is fully prepared to catch Crow because we need to get the fuck out of here. Please. Dear God. Trust me.
I love this so much.
We kind of look at the invisibility spell as like a huge buff. Kind of forget the negatives. Like we can't see each other, but you know. Oops.
See, magic
It's
has
fine.
consequences. Yes.
It's fine. But let's hope that that Crow believes in Rian and trusts Rian.
Wonderful. The power of friendship will get you through this.
Yeah, power of friendship. Come on, Crow. Power of friendship. Does she not feel the friendship?
We'll find out.
I can feel it, I just can't see it.
Okay, well, you just need to feel the vibes of friendship, not necessarily see it. So, I'm not telling you how to play.
Anything else you would like to
Not
do?
telling you to play a character.
I do have
gosh.
this really nice feather crown and these beautiful like crow wings for a cloak, so I kind of feel like a pixie right now. So we could just wing it and see what happens.
So majestic.
No, that's all I have right now.
Oh my god, she's Batman. She's gonna come down. Fucking just the crow fly. Oh god, that's gonna be great.
Some skeletons are gonna stop moving
I forgot they go before me.
up to there. And the one at the back is going to take a shot out at Seneca.
Well, that's not very nice.
And this guy can go 30 feet. Giving him line of sight to Seneca as well. So 2 arrows. That's going to be a 23 and a total of 9.
No.
That's very rude.
And
Quite
23
rude.
hit size.
23 for 9 damage? Is
No,
that what
a
you're
23 to
saying?
hit,
Oh,
a 9 to
Yeah.
hit, now a 7 to hit, and an 8 to hit.
only the 23 hits.
Only the 23 hits!
You
They're doing
gotta
their
have
best.
some kind of cover, right? Because you're so
That's
short.
going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
How did I predict it?
9.
Clark.
It's going to be the skeleton's turn. Seneca!
Alrighty. Seneca, for her action, is going to cast Misty Step.
Well, that fucks up my plan. I don't see you moving.
You do see her disappear, though. So, I mean, that counts.
Yeah.
So she's
Yes,
going to
count
Misty
this.
Step
Can I roll for mom eyes to see if I have them in the back of my head?
30 feet. And then she'll use her full movement to go a additional 30 feet. Once she lands her Misty Step, she'll look back at Bree and just say, "You might want to start running before they kick your ass." And then she takes off.
Wonderful. Bree, that can trigger your held movement.
Yeah. I'll move. I'll
As you hear
move.
Seneca calling out from way behind you.
was gonna come up with a quip, but I lost it. So Bree will move 30 feet closer to Chikari. Sweetheart, if you want to fall, jump this way, I'll catch you and we can get moving. You're up a tree and the undead are coming.
Wonderful. With that, Shikari is up.
I will spend my movement getting down the tree and joining everyone and getting ready to flee.
15 feet movement climbing down. And 15 feet left.
Did you put me over by Bree?
You're all over the damn place.
Like, I moved my token just down the tree, and you went and put it next to Bree. I'm like, that's fine too, but if we're going this direction, I don't know that I'd backtrack. But anyway, it's fine. We're good. I probably would go stand next to Bree.
Assuming you climb down the trunk of the tree, you could jump out 5 feet from the trunk of the tree.
I have my acorn helmet.
It's true.
Yep, safety first.
Oh, yeah. Safety first. Land on your head. That's important.
Exactly. No, I think I'll just go ahead and climb down. And yeah, I'll be with the party while we're all running out.
Kaboo.
And I'm going to hold my action in case I see anyone get attacked by something, and then I will crossbow it.
Nice. Yobendra.
I'm going to delay until I see what happens with Crow.
You guys should always share initiative, I think.
Twins.
Like you have partner, you should do it.
And EO should always be second. Like it should always be Crow and then EO.
No, because there are times that EO needs to do things first.
I know, but I think it'd be fun.
He's got to make the tent up. He's got to make the bed. He's got to cook.
I think EO should have the alert feat so he could swap with Crow at some point.
And Crow.
Time for a trust fall. Crow.
Do you trust Rianne?
And she's going to jump, and as she is falling, she is going to cast Featherfall on herself.
What?
All right. Roll for that wild magic surge.
I hope this doesn't backfire. But it's okay, because Rian doesn't know she's casting Featherfall on herself, so it's just a solid trust fall. Solid trust fall right now.
Rianne, what are you doing? You see Crow up above you, and then she just takes a dive from the side of the mountain.
She has her
still
arms
invisible.
wide open. You know, she just like dove off the mountain, arms open, ready, looking straight down, and then you realize she's not looking at your square.
Moment, that square then starts to fill with Rianne as the invisibility spell starts to wear out.
I like it.
Well, are you asking what Rianne's doing as she's okay.
As I'm plummeting to your death.
Y'all remember that vine, right? That trust
paralyzing
fall
one?
vine? No, it's this one. Anyway, that's what Rianne does.
Come on. You want to be noticed, right? Never trust anybody. Damn.
No, but Rianne is fully prepared to catch Crow.
Fully prepared, or you do catch Crow?
She
that's
does
a good question.
Crow.
The dice are going to
Catch
show.
Crow.
Life is paved with good intentions. Let's see what actually happens.
All right. So she drops down, and from the other side of the wall, you hear more scratching from zombies that seem to be ever more frustrated.
They might dig through the whole mountain. We could have a problem here.
Once EO sees that Crow has jumped down, he runs over, gets the stuff, and then he casts Expeditious Retreat on himself. So now he can move 40 feet around.
Fastman.
Whoa. That was a lot of movement.
He has a lot of stuff to carry.
We gotta get him a I don't know, fucking Segway or something.
I mean, I could learn
The
tensor
folding?
floating disk, but then it just like hangs out behind me by like 500 feet. Think how much trouble that would cause right now.
Yeah. I think we need to get...
Frustrated sounds of skeletal minotaurs trying to herd these carrion crawlers back into their space can be heard just over the hill as a couple of skeletons start to shamble back up towards the Twilight Dell. The party starts to make their escape back down the mountain. And with that, we're effectively going to be out of combat, I think. You guys have
Before
successfully
we get too far, does anyone think that maybe we should, I don't know, like take care of the undead here because they're breeding, they had the bug things that we saw last night that attacked our camp. They have a bunch of them all like penned up down there, and I think this is where it came from. And that kind of means that they're like gathering strength and trying to actually do something here. And since these skeletons aren't going north, that means somebody controlling them, and that means somebody doing this on purpose. And I wonder if we should do something about that.
Bantu.
Yeah, but we got our flowers.
It took us 2 days to get here. The town was under imminent threat of attack. I think that might be a great idea for after we defend the town from the goblin attack. Unless, of course, these undead are part of that plan, which I certainly hope not. But it could be good to try and tackle one massive problem at a time. What do you all think?
I don't want to lose anybody else close to me, to these particular undead. If we can, I'd like to get back to my family and make sure that Westvale is safe. And we can deal with this another day. I know they're going to get stronger and they're going to have more undead, but the goblin is the bigger threat at the moment, in my eyes.
I'm anxious because we didn't know how far out they were from attack. We hadn't even gotten our first scouting report by the time we set out on this journey, so we really don't know. We could be coming back to cinders. I hope not. Time could be of the essence. It could also be another week. I don't know. But it makes me anxious not knowing.
I agree with you, Bantu. But from what I've seen from the last time I was here to now, they haven't increased in too much strength. There's not a whole lot around for them to gather strength with. But the goblins are living and gathering. I think they're the biggest threat at the moment.
That's fair. I'm just saying this gonna be a problem later.
Bantu, you know this area, but there's always problems, and it's always going to be another problem.
Yeah, we're a pretty good group of people to solve problems. Look, we solved Charlie Unicorn problem. We solved Pixie Sprite problem. Why not solve this problem?
Bantu, don't
They won't forget this one. We'll
do this, please. I want to solve this problem. I've lost so many people I cared about to this particular problem. I don't want to lose any more.
And Bantu,
that's fair.
I think it's important to remember that while, yes, we may be capable of solving these problems, it's important we solve them one at a time. And I agree that right now, the number one problem we need to solve is the goblins. This can be the next one.
Hey, I just thought I'd throw it out there, but if everyone thinks going back to town is what's best, then let's do that. That's what's best.
I tell you what, Bantu.
Besides, these undead got to go through the general's forest to get to us anyways.
They had to go through Charlie, and he's quite powerful. Also, as soon as the goblins are dealt with and they move north with the rest of the undead horde, I plan on coming back here and clearing this place out. That's first priority for me.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't over, but let's crack on. Yes.
Yes. Lead the way. Back to the Dixie
Who's
site.
cracking beers? I want one too.
It was a Diet Coke.
Oh, with a little rum.
No.
Oh,
Damn.
but I will take a hit from my pen just for you.
I appreciate that. Let's get the
As
fuck out of here and get back to town. I got
Archie
a
takes a
family.
long draw on his hash pipe and he says, "War! Huh, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing."
Except saving your family.
Is 5 of the bushels enough? And Rian's gonna
I
open
think
up
that's
her
5
little satchel.
potions, right, Lily?
Significantly better than what we had before, for certain. I was just going to question what your intents were. If you would like 1 greater healing potion and 2 common healing potions, or all 5 of the bushels to be made into common healing potions.
I mean, the more the better, right?
Common, and if someone is uncommonly hurt, we can give them 2. Then we get the most out of it. What do you think?
It's entirely up to you. You all risked your lives for this, and so I think it best distributed however you see fit.
If we make 5, then that gives 5 chances to possibly save someone from dying. If we make 2, there's only 2 chances.
Technically 3.
3.
I heard that. Technically 3. I'm with Bond too. I think that the chance to get someone up and out of the fray and let someone that has the healing ability to recuperate a fighter and then get them back on the front line is probably the best use of our resources. I think 5 potions, and then that way we can get the fighters back up, retreat them back, heal them up, and then put them back in the front line. I think that's the way to go.
I believe that is a good thing. I vote for the 5 potions. 5 potions is better than 3.
Well, we better get back to town quick so she can start cooking. You cook them, right?
I think that's how that works. You put a pot down and you put some ingredients in it, right?
I call
Sort
it.
of
Around
like
for a little bit.
I call it more a brew, wouldn't you?
Oh, like beer.
much more refined chemistry to it than just cooking.
It's like braising a
Cooking
lamb.
can be complicated. You see what EO does?
No,
I don't see what Eo does ever. He's so far outside of my purview.
he's so fast. Why won't he slow down?
Pay attention to what he's doing sometimes. It's crazy. He does so much for Crow.
Maybe EO could
That's
help because
stupendous.
he brews tea all the time. That's
I feel like
similar,
he's like
right?
an octopus. He had like 8 arms. It's crazy.
8
All with
arms?
just 1 pair of shoes.
I exaggerate a little bit, but he definitely has like an extra arm of some kind. Like he always has something like floating near him.
Is it an extra arm or is it an extra EO? Because I feel like he's in multiple places at once.
That could be cool. Also frustrating.
I mean, I've had kids before that have been, like twins, and you're trying to keep an eye on both of them, and then you have other kids running around at the same time. It's maddening.
Yeah, it's like you're looking at him, and then he hits you with that some look over here shit, and then you're looking back, and you don't know where to look.
EO silently cackles at the amazing uses of his unseen servant and mage hand.
He's just using magic to do all this shit.
And occasionally to like come behind Bantu and just poke him on the shoulder.
I'm like, because I think you already used your mage hand with Bantu once, so like
Yes.
I was just like, yeah, I was
Bantu
like,
knows.
yeah, Bantu. EO fascinates Bantu.
I think we should get safe. A couple hours, maybe 5 or 6 away from the Dell, and then I think that should be far enough away from the undead.
Right, because wait, I have a question. Who knows a lot about undead?
I've had a lot of first-hand knowledge about undead.
Okay, specifically like these kind of being controlled. Like, does the controller have to stick with them, or can they like go long distances away from controller?
I think a master in this case treats their undead like a familiar. If anybody is magically inclined with a familiar, they can send them out with a task, and they will do that task until they die. Otherwise, they will do the task and then return to their master.
Damn. Because I was just thinking, like, if they do chase us, that mean Puppet Master nearby.
I'm not great on this, but the last time that we were here, the master was centralized in a cavern near the Dell, and we were able to escape. Kaylin and a small child and myself. They didn't chase us after too far, so maybe there is a limited range of the master's abilities over the minions.
Magic is crazy, isn't it?
I don't understand it. My 2 hands is what I understand. That's my understanding.
It's starting to make more sense to me, but at first I was like, "What do you mean, chaotic forces of the universe?" But look at Crow. That kind of just shows you chaotic
I don't
forces of the
understand
universe.
Crow. She makes weird noises all over the place, and then things just happen. No, I don't understand.
Well, I mean, she did make a really good seagull sound.
What's that, a
Is
seagull?
that really what they sound like? That's horrifying.
That's what your
I mean-
seagulls sound like here.
I
That's
mean,
not what a
after
seagull sounds like.
well, after a while, it is, it's kind of like music. That is how, whenever the navigation tools run out, the sweet sound of a seagull is safety. It is home.
I mean, it did bring you back up the rope, so good job, Crow.
And then she gave me the opportunity to fly like a bird too. So this has been really quite a good day.
I'm like a bird, I only fly away. I don't know where my home is.
I don't know what I
Oh, please stop. That one always gets stuck in my head. Oh, God. I'll be sick.
Don't you know, Shikari, I'm like a bird.
Oh, please don't. Oh, God.
The future is quite bleak. I don't think we can just soar into it.
Ah,
Hey, that's where you're wrong, Bree. My point in life is to bring joy to people in this dreary world.
Bontu, I really do appreciate your outlook in life. I hope that you don't die to the undead and raise again to try to fight us.
Me too.
that
Don't
is-
you know, baby, I'm like a bird.
You guys get far enough that the sun begins to set on your travels.
Ah,
Jeepers.
it starts.
It starts.
Oh God,
Very
the sun
stark
went out.
contrast to the daylight.
Well, do you at least want to? go
Jakari
make
has
it-
changed entire hit points again. Oh no.
Stand by, let me get a light source for some of you.
Yay! Do we want to keep going? Maybe one more hour and then we make camp? Or stay here?
Well, I think
We're
we
gonna
should
look
find
around.
Yas before we go too far.
Yeah,
Think
can we
he's
get back to
nearby?
Yas at this time? Maybe Yas has got that nat 20 camping situation.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you guys search around the
I got an
area.
18 for me.
For a perception check?
I got another natural 20 for a
Fucking
24.
Bontu is on. Nick, stop it.
No, I'm vibing this episode.
Bontu is definitely vibing.
An 18 on disadvantage.
We got 2 18s.
Takes a little bit of looking around, but it's thankfully, after sunset, that you begin to see that distant glow of a welcoming campfire. And before long, before you come across Yastrev, who's already got the campfire going.
Oh, nice. Brian will run up to him and tell him exactly what happened.
Wait,
Very
hold on.
fast.
Bantu like stops Rian.
Permission to enter camp.
Permission granted.
Okay, now go. He won't kill you now.
Oh, okay. That.
Rian,
yeah,
I didn't notice you there.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, and Rian will recount the entire thing that happened because, frankly, yeah.
He is excited, delighted, and thrilled to hear about all the death and decay that he missed out on.
But you know what? She trusted me and she went down the mountain and then we're running. And, it is something that I know that we probably have to deal with in the
And
future.
just to confirm, Crow did not go down on Rian. She went down the mountain. Just to clarify, because there's been some weird shit going around the camp. Just saying. There was
Nobody
undead
died.
in a mountain, and it was all platonic.
I'm just glad nobody suffered any sort of fatal wounds.
I got next to a zombie, and that was fine.
Gross.
Indeed, it was. But we did it. We did it. We got the moon bloom. We potentially have a new enemy. But we did it. We made a contract too. Shikari did, and I feel like I'm just recounting everything like a Dora the Explorer episode. Music.
I wouldn't want to bother everyone with the specifics of it, but I can get to work on starting those potions. I should have all 5 of them ready by the time that we return to Westvale.
Really? You can do it just like while we walking?
I mean, while we're camped out each night, I think.
Oh, okay.
Now, I think we have, 2 nights before we get back to town?
Might be a bit exhausting for me, but since I'm not as useful as the rest of you in a fight...
Lily, you're very useful, and everything that you can do is very beneficial.
Roll a deception check.
Can I have an advantage because I'm a mom?
Not her mom!
Not her. I'm everyone's mom. All right. With a -1, an 11.
Right. Yeah, more useful after the fact, I think.
But you're still useful.
I'm not saying I'm worthless.
I'm saying you're worthful.
Is that... Did you... I'm sorry, is that what you heard me saying?
I thought you were talking down on yourself.
In a very different aspect. Do you think I'm worthless?
No.
I think you're right. Your skills are best devoted to potion making, as that's your key strength. So
I was one time called useless.
let's focus on that.
It is something that you get used to.
Right then. So who among you should I talk to about gathering the moon bloom? Who has them?
Oh, Rian.
Yeah, Rian has all the components.
Brian, would you mind handing me those enormous bushels that you're carrying?
Invisible
and I'd be happy
bushels?
to assist in any way. I've got some skill in this area, so if you need some assistance, I'd be happy to lend a hand.
Start boiling them down and do a bit of a concentrate.
Yeah, I would like to imagine Rian, after the second bush, her backpack got full, so she just started stuffing them in any pocket, in any place where she can.
Good thing there was an acid vial in that bosom.
Yeah,
Everything
so yet
full.
again, she's pulling out bushels from her bra. From her
It's not
soft
slightly a
suit.
fish for some reason. It's
What
like,
is that,
okay.
spandex?
Yeah, so she drops a fish. Oh, sorry. I couldn't help myself.
Of course.
She's all about that bass.
It's true. Anyway,
This
she'll
kind of like
throw.
almost rancid smell starts to brew through the mixture as she's continuing around. Like it starts to smell a little bit kind of fishier than most healing potions you recall. And this sort of rotten fish scent starts to boil about the campsite.
Oh no. I think I can add something. Can I do like a check or something for something that can be added to the pot to make it smell a little bit better?
What do
Can't
you got?
thaumaturgy do that?
Oh,
I think thaumaturgy, prestidigitation. I think a lot of those.
What one
but-
of or yeah, one of them. Prestidigitation or
I think thaumaturgy
You're throwing a
does
fish, Rachel.
ice, fire.
No, but Eo's making dinner or
You
something.
threw a fish at him.
No, but he'll catch it.
Thaumaturgy?
It doesn't do
I'll
smells.
say we could say it does a small sensory effect.
Sure, I'm
My
gonna
little
mask it.
sauce.
If I can.
Shikari
Oh,
masks
poor
the
Eo.
scent that is starting to waft over the party, saving everybody from losing their minds.
And I'm gonna lean over to God, what is her name?
Lily?
Lily. Hey, that won't affect the quality of the potion, will it?
I think it's going to make everyone a bit easier to deal with this evening. You have my thanks. I wasn't quite expecting the additional scented ingredients.
Fish oil doesn't alter the core effects of the potion, though, right? It's going to.
I've honestly never brewed the moonflower with fish oil of this sort. To be frank, I've never been quite close enough to get fish involved with my moon lilies.
I guess we're about to find out. Can't have enough of that good cholesterol.
I mean, I sure hope it doesn't hurt. What's the worst that could happen, right?
Well, we end up drinking a fishy, foul potion for no reason.
Speaking of which, do you think your party's going to be needing all 5 of them, or should we be leaving some of them in the care of the townsfolk defending the place?
Well, I was thinking perhaps we could set up a sort of triage for all injuries, and it could be good to have some things on the front lines, of course. Perhaps our healers themselves, but the potions could be, centered around certain medical units. We can discuss that as a group if you'd like. The best strategy for healing and all of that.
No, I think you got a good point there, Shikari. You could have like medical units that run around to the different, like, heavier combat areas and things like that. That's a really good idea.
Would you be able to put that together when we get back to Westvale?
Absolutely. I think there's probably some of the townspeople who are probably wrapping up some of the key fortifications who could be good to help organize some of that and help with that. And then, whoever's got really good healing, that can be their focus as well.
Or as fast, because don't forget, get in, get out.
I'm afraid I might be the most gifted healer the town has to offer, and I'm not quite certain if the apothecary has any arcane talents or simply the medicinal variety.
Either way, you can stabilize someone, and that can sometimes go a long way.
But I'm simply saying it might just be us.
In that case, I think the two of us are going to make a great team.
Wonderful, wonderful. As the evening carries on, is there anything you guys would like to do during this camp scene?
yeah, but I have to wait for EO.
Oh, there's no time.
Girl can't do
Well-
anything on her own. You know this.
Well, I suppose Eo's gonna not cook the fish, but Rian will cook the fish. She'll fry it.
As long as
Just
she
like on the
happens
end of
to.
your trident.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I don't understand. If fish is such a good smell, you get used to it. It reminds you of home. It it is the smell of, food, a good day.
No,
I
I
never
get you.
understand.
But see, for me, that's not smell of fish. It's smell of roasting boar.
Ah, I've never had boar before.
Really? It's delicious.
It's like
Just
a
like you think
bunch of
fish is.
pages in a book.
No, but the Sante Ors, they really talk about the boar and also the horse of everything.
Horse is pretty good.
It is only when you're supposed to eat, when there is hardship. That is what my father's family and the Sante Ors say.
Look, horses die during battle. Eat them. Horse break leg. Kind of best thing to do. Eat it. I don't know. You don't let anything go to waste in the wastes.
I
Have
suppose.
you eaten many horses?
Who?
Yeah. You haven't?
No. Can't say that I have. I haven't been around
What
that
do you
many
do
horses.
with a dead horse?
I
You
haven't
just
been
let
around
meat go to waste?
any that I can recall.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, I know what we do with a dead horse. At least some people in my village, there's a ceremony because it is a fallen friend.
Yeah.
An appendage, almost as like with us, with the boats. I don't know.
Suppose it's a part of the bond of knight and steed that they leave out of many of the storybooks.
I suppose.
It just a lot of meat,
Mm.
And sometimes you're not going to find a better meal than that, for a while. So be grateful, I guess. So you're right. It is kind of just like it's like a last gift from the horse to the rider.
Yeah.
Or, the person that you killed to take the horse from.
Mm.
Savage.
I don't know. My father was somewhat in tune with his bloodline, but never really taught me much about his. More like my mother's.
Me dad, one of the Queen's generals. He pretty important
Oh,
dude.
What?
Huh?
What?
Me dad is one of the Queen's generals.
Is it something that we're supposed to know? What? This is like the first time I'm hearing about it.
Okay, you know the Dread Horde? Horde that me always talking about growing up?
Yes.
Okay, Horde led by the Queen.
Right. Okay.
And my mom always saying, do things for the Queen, and things like that. And you do growing up, but part of it also because, gotta make sure dad look good.
Okay.
It always seemed like mom cared more than dad, though.
Oh.
I do feel bad. Him and I didn't exactly leave on best terms.
Is he alive though?
I think so. He looked pretty rough when I left him.
Do you know if he's sound in mind?
The last conversation we had, he was very sound. Yeah, it just didn't end well.
I'm sure whatever disagreement you had. I mean, he is sound of mind. He has to have affection and love for you. It is the
Oh,
only thing that is beating back the ocean.
uh,
That is
do
what.
not spend much time around Dread Horde. Love, not exactly thing that me got a lot of growing up, but You're right. If I did receive anything that could have been called love, I did receive it from my dad.
Aw.
Dude, I think she's saying someone would have to be insane not to love you.
Oh, my mom probably insane.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's probably true.
If I might say, Bantu, you're quite a wonderful individual. And yes, your mother must be insane if she doesn't love you. Because I love you dearly, and I don't want you to change for nothing.
If it helps, I'm not sure me mom loved anything more than she loved the queen and the horde.
I'm
Definitely
sure
not
she
her own
loved the
children.
queen.
Yeah, she kind of very singular-minded, raising soldiers. You know,
I
it was really
understand.
her thing.
Have
We had to be
you seen my
warriors first.
daughter-in-law? You know what it's like.
I'm just saying. You know, but Dad, he did have time to listen to you when you needed to think a think. You know.
well, that is nice. See,
Yeah, that's why I kind of feel bad about how we left things. But
how
you know,
how
that was a
did
long time ago.
you leave things?
Well, you know, me leaving Horde was I. Okay, so me tell you about wife, right? You know,
You have a wife?
I had yeah
Yes,
had
yes.
Right?
yeah. What
Your
that's
baby girl, my bad. Your baby girl.
so that's me wife passed away, tragically. But you know how we met was she got captured by Horde, and you know when Horde capture one a fellowship, you kind of have to keep them alive and figure out what they know because they know a lot. I mean, they travel a lot, and that sometimes turn up good places to raid and other things like that. Well, me get to know her and end up breaking her out, and in the process of that, you know, my father may have gotten in the way a bit. See, because I meant for the explosion to just hit my brothers, and he got kind of caught up in the middle of it. At the same time, he was, I think, letting me go. So it was a little complicated, to say the least.
That's horrible. That you had to make that choice.
And it's the choice I made and the choice that I live with. And I would do it again, honestly. Nesta was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
I'll keep her in my thoughts whenever I read a good book.
Is it raining?
Oh, I want to. Buck up, darling. We got away with quite a bit today. I think it's a bit of a celebration, don't you?
Yeah. That woodland pixie sprite shit was so funny.
I can't believe that worked.
I
It's
couldn't really
honestly
follow along.
insane. So funny. I hope that those pixies go play jokes on the goblins. That'll be hilarious.
We haven't seen the last of them. Thanks to you giving out her address.
They were great. What's wrong with them?
Anyways, I think EO's back.
Yep, I'm back.
He's helping Crow.
Yeah, of course I'm helping Crow.
Always. So now that EO has finished helping build the campsite, Crow's getting comfortable, and she's gonna go up to EO. EO, today was quite an incredible day, and there was a lot of things that happened. But I'm really feeling quite passionate about this idea I've come up with, and I really want to find a way to thank Rian for catching me from when I jumped off a cliff. And I think it would be quite incredible if we could come up with some way to show her my thanks.
Of course, mistress. Well, usually a gift is appropriate way of showing thanks. Um, perhaps one of your dresses that you're done with?
As much as I think that might be well, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure Rain would want to wear one of my dresses. They're kind of a little bit more frou-frou than I think. I mean, I could always ask, but I just want to. I feel like I want to get something that's really, really hits. Oh no, I'm very big.
I think she's taller than Rian.
Ah,
I'm-
thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm small.
No,
Okay.
I think if I'm not wrong, Crow's like 6 foot, right?
yeah, six something. I don't remember
6'2",
exactly.
6'1", 6'2".
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just ask her what her
Okay.
height is.
You never ask a lady her
Did
height
you think I was small when you said it, that you would catch
because
me?
everyone else is just comically small.
Yeah, no, I'm just confused about who's small, who's not.
Half of us are under 4 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
EO is 3'5", which is why it's so comic when he's carrying the stuff.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
And then you have Bantu, Yaz, Crow, and Rien, and we're all just massive.
Half of us are over 4 feet. Half of us are under.
Wait,
We're
There is
totally-
no in between.
We're a totally average party with an
Shikari
average
is
height.
4 feet tall exactly.
Bree is 3'6".
The average height. 5'5".
You're in the middle.
You're in the
She's-
You're also
middle.
She's
tall.
average.
I think the average height of the
Yes,
party is
it is.
probably like 5'1".
Yeah,
Totally
probably.
normal.
I know I'm bringing it down.
Anyway, okay, so
Bunch of shorties.
well, mistress, if you don't think one of your dresses would be appropriate, was there something you had in mind?
Well, she did mention that fish reminds her of home. And, she was cooking the fish over there. And I just thought if we could do something that reminds her of home some way, maybe something along those lines.
Well, I guess I could ask if she has any particular favorite fish recipes, and I could see if I could whip something up for her.
I think that could be good. That might be nice. A good, solid home cooked meal. Because I don't think there's anyone that can cook better than you do.
Well, I appreciate that, mistress. That's very kind of you. I learned from the cooks at your household, so I was blessed to learn from the best.
Mom and Dad only hired the best.
Well,
And that's why they hired EO.
Shall I go ask her if she has any favorite dishes?
Well, she just seems so
Of
intertwined in the
course.
conversation. I don't want to interrupt over there, but
Just right.
Well,
I suppose I can go and ask her.
I would be perfectly happy to do it.
Okay, yes, maybe you should. Because then you'd be able to get the recipe better, and I'd probably misinform some part. There'd probably be some sort of miscommunication, and something might, and then it could all be wrong, and then the thank you becomes into a no thank you, and that would be worse.
I understand perfectly, mistress. I will handle this. I will let you know what her favorite dish is and when we shall be able to procure it for her.
I knew I could count on you. Thank you.
Of course.
Um,
And
Hey,
after he
briefly, according to my records, her favorite food is the Aussie fish prepared just right. So if you get it slightly incorrectly, it's poisonous. But if you prepare it just properly, it's quite a delicacy in her isles. But I mean, she might have a different opinion now. It could be good to refresh. But that's just what I've got written down on my records.
Where did you get that from?
Well, she told us. We had this conversation a few sessions ago. we were talking about favorite foods, and that's what she said was her favorite. And I thought it was interesting because she'd also mentioned that it was quite poisonous and dangerous. And then she explained that it was quite a delicacy when prepared properly.
Oh, I must have been doing something instead of listening.
I do believe that you were eating a pie
Actually.
at the time.
Yes,
we're
Mr.
right
Side,
there.
I also do not remember this conversation, so
No, I think the both of you were missing at
It was-
that
it was-
particular time.
it was probably when you were bathing.
Oh, that could have been it.
Well, that's excellent to know. That will allow me to approach the subject maybe a bit more obliquely.
Oh, that's perfect. Then it could be a surprise. Oh, I do love a good surprise.
And Eo's going to, like, as long as Rian doesn't seem to be actively engaged in a conversation or anything, he's going to sort of stroll over her way.
Oh yeah, she's making a fish on her trident, so she's fully prepared. She's occasionally trying to get into a conversation, kind of failing, and no one, everyone forgets that she's there. If you're like,
Living her best life.
dang, Rachel, how come this character is like this? By design. So please don't be like, oh, dang, projecting. It's the humor in it. Of her people forgetting that she's there. I swear. I built the character this
I love
way.
it.
Great
So Eo walks over there then. Excuse me, Rian, do you have just a moment?
Yes, I do. I think it's cooked. It looks cooked. Is this cooked? She'll kind of flop the fish sort of near your face. Is this cooked?
And he'll take out like a small like pocket knife and like peel back some of the scales just a little bit to check the doneness of the flesh. If you like it slightly undercooked, then I think it would be perfect for you. You might, if you prefer it more full-bodied, maybe just another minute or two.
Ah. Well, that is nice to know. You don't want to have the fish sickness.
Oh, yes, exactly. Speaking of, how to put this exactly? Well, the mistress is most grateful for what you did for her today, and she would like to treat you to something that she is confident you would enjoy. And she recalled that your favorite dish was a particular fish served and prepared in a very specific way. She would like me to prepare that for you, but I've never done it before. So would you be able to give me perhaps some tips on how best to prepare the fish?
I want to understand this. My favorite dish is the Aussie fish.
Yes,
And Crow is going to give it to me?
that is her intention, yes.
Well, I'm glad that she feels that way about her, but about me, but I don't have the same feelings.
Well,
I mean, it's
perhaps
nice
I'm
that
missing
I
something.
rescued her. What are you talking about? Look, whenever in my village, if you offer the Aussie fish after an event like that is to show your infatuation with one another.
Oh no,
And
no, oh no! I sorry. We did not understand that about your village.
Yeah, so
That
I'm
is
very confused. I don't know why she
yes.
feels
Well,
that way.
clearly, I can see where you would be confused.
Yes, I'm
No,
very
let me
confused.
just walk that
Personally,
back.
I thought you two would be getting together.
Let me just walk.
I mean, there is
Never
a
mind.
bit of a spark. I mean,
So
I
wait,
mean-
hold on. Just a quick question. You said that that's what killed your dad. He ate it and lost his mind. So did your mom kill him before you
yeah,
or was this
No, it was
later
just-
on?
this was later on. This was after a
Oh, this
year
is
away.
this is a second wife thing that she just didn't do it right.
No. He was depressed. His wife is dead. Didn't really look after, the Aussie fish, and then just ate it. He didn't cook it
and that's what
properly.
did it. Oh, okay. Wow. Sorry,
Yeah,
not to
he-
interrupt. This is
it-
great.
it's
I didn't mean. I
messy.
just wanted to get that straight.
Nah.
Oh, right. Yes. No.
Okay,
We're
that's good because you know it's like a two-step process too, and you know you're only supposed to ask for another hand during like a full moon, you know, under the horse's eye. No, I'm glad. Again, I like her as a friend. I just don't,
right.
you know,
Right. Yes.
the infatuation thing with the Ozzy fish.
I thank you for clarifying that. I greatly appreciate it, and we'll get back with you. And he's going to turn around and walk away. So he goes straight over to Crow. I don't think that we should offer her any Aussie fish. Seems to
Is
be
it
very
really hard to come across?
No, it's very complicated in her village. There seem to be lots of unusual rituals, and somehow the Aussie fish is involved in one of them. She thought that perhaps you or I were proposing. It was very awkward. Let's never mention it again.
What will we be
Culture,
proposing?
that's so interesting. I'll write that down.
Right. Let's propose a different idea for how you could express your gratitude to her.
Oh, I have the perfect idea.
Yes.
Okay. So what if instead of the Aussie fish, we find some sort of other fish and we present it to her on a platter? But then the fish is special and it can give the warning signal that saved her life.
Yes. I think I can see that. So we would need a fish. We'd have to. What do they call it when they do this with the big deer and the elk that are hunted?
The taxidermy thing.
Yes. We'll find a way to taxidermy a fish, but we'll make sure that it can recreate the sound of the majestic seagull.
It's going to be perfect.
Take me to the water. Toss me in the river.
The squad.
I think that's also a proposal for wedding.
That's a redneck proposal.
Come on, baby, let me
Mistress.
know. Like
I
that's
want
usually what
to
works.
put the bass in our house together. Will you marry me?
Mistress, you're a genius. This may be the best gift idea I've ever heard. It will be meaningful. It's connected to something that it was special, and it ties directly into how and why you wish to give your thanks. It is genius.
It'll be memorable.
Yes.
May I interject?
Oh, yes.
Bree's here as well.
Bree is
I did not realize we were having this conversation in front of everyone.
No, Bree is going around camp making sure everyone's good, and I've overheard something.
Actually, Rianne's been here the entire time. She's very
I know where you're at.
No, she's still by the campfire cooking the fish, occasionally looking back, like one eyebrow up, like, okay, and then going back to her fish.
I don't think you guys ever explicitly said you were having this conversation in private. We all sat around a campfire and started talking.
If I might, Miss
I'm
Crow.
falling. I mean, please go ahead, but I'm falling back on the fact that Crow's tent and things are always set up away from everyone else.
It is, but Bree doesn't care about you guys' boundaries.
So you guys
Somehow
are
it's always
inside
slightly
your
above
tent?
everyone.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to intrude. If I might say, I've spent quite a bit of time with Rianne. Maybe not a physical gift, but just acknowledging her as a person, and maybe just Crow, if you might just talk to her, not talk down to her or from someone of station, but having an honest heart-to-heart conversation with Rian might go a long way. And instead of putting things between the two of you, maybe building a bond, actually talking to her without having material things in between you two might go a lot further than cooking her a fish or having EO cook her a fish. Maybe you, Miss Crow, should talk to Rian.
Crow's gonna look at you with this like obviously confused expression on her face. Who doesn't like things though, Bree? Everyone likes things.
Things are very nice, but people last longer than the things that you give them. The bonds you create with people and the friendships and families and love doesn't have to be a intimate love, but it can be a platonic love, is far more valuable than any gift that you can give someone. Because when you trust someone with your life, you can't replace that with something. That's why I trust every one of you here. And I hope that you all trust me as well, because knowing that I will put myself on the line for every one of you is far more valuable than any fish or pair of shoes that you might have in your possession.
Where you say this to them inside of their enclosement of the tent.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, just hold
Mom,
on.
outside the door. I'm going to talk to you.
Close your eyes real quick. Just close them. And then I just want you to picture it. A fish squawking like like a seagull. You don't think she would like that?
I'm sure it would be nice in the moment. But what would mean more is that you are the person bringing it, not someone that you told to bring it to her. It's
well,
the
of course,
person,
I'm going to give it to her because I'm saying thank you.
It's the
But
person.
I don't know how to make the fish on my own.
It's the person behind the gift that matters. The gift is not necessary. It's more important that you show your value to them and how much you value them as a person. Not for what
By
they
giving
bring.
them things.
No. No things. Just you.
I would go and talk to her and bring the things. With me, but not anyone else.
Without EO being there to guide you along the way, you need to be yourself. Allow your heart to speak truly instead of trying to pass everything off as some material value that means something more than it is. You have to bring yourself to the table. Allow your heart to shine as bright as I know that it can.
Okay, but if I'm the one that does the squawking for the fish, then it's kind of like bringing myself to the table, right? And then if I give her the squawking fish, it's giving her a piece
And
of
who
me.
cooked the fish?
Is that what you mean?
Who cooked the fish?
It wouldn't be cooked. We'd taxidermy it.
And who taxidermied the fish?
Well, we have to figure that out still, because I don't have it.
If you make EO do it, then it's EO giving the gift, not you.
No, that just doesn't make any sense. If you buy a gift of, say, shoes for someone, do they think you made the shoes? It's still a gift from you.
It would mean more if she made it herself, EO. And I know
I don't
that
know
you know
how
this.
to make shoes.
It's not the end product, it's the effort put into it, Crow.
I don't really.
You can't keep putting your heart into things and having EO being your delivery boy. You have to step up and do it yourself.
He was really good at helping.
I know he is, and you
What
need
if
to
I
help
took that away
him.
from him? He would be so sad.
He would be. And you know what? he's working very hard to make up for your shortcomings, and I think you need to step up
And
be your own
at that
self.
point, EO steps in and says, Miss Briarios, I believe we've exhausted the extent of this conversation. Would you mind leaving our tent?
Of course, EO. Just think on my words.
Oh, I will.
I was
I
talking
will remember
to Miss
them
Crow.
closely.
I was talking to Miss Crow.
And I was speaking to you.
I'll try to make shoes one day, Bree, I promise.
You have a good man there, Crow. Don't lose him.
EO is the best, yes. EO, do you think she won't like the fish?
He turns. I assume that Bree's gone at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He turns back to Crow and says, I am sure she would love any gift you chose to give her, and will appreciate the time and effort you have taken both to find or create it yourself and to bring it to her.
I'll have to think on this a little longer now. I'm quite exhausted, though. Maybe some warm tea before bed.
Of course, mistress.
It's just like with the juice.
As Eo Bendo begins to prepare tea, I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session. And we can pick up, if you guys would like, you are welcome to describe what you guys want to do over the next couple of days when we come back. But there are going to be no more combat encounters, at least, as you travel back to Westvale. So we can pick it up
Oh, shit.
with
there's
like a
gonna be lot
montage
talking.
of travels. Or we can just start with you guys entering Westvale next time.
Time skip?
I got some words for Seneca.
Fast travel?
I got to talk
I've
to some
got some
people.
crafting to figure out.
All right,
Got some
then we can
talking
start.
to do.
We can start with Briarios conversing along the travels back.
All right. Great session, y'all.
Wonderful session.
Woohoo! You guys are awesome.
You guys save pixies and sprites.
Face the undead and lived.
Right? Nobody died. Way better than the last trek there.
Harvested moon blooms.
The
Found out how you
blooms.
propose to someone in Rian's village.
Yeah, exactly. That was a
Marriage
surprise.
proposal.
That was a fun bomb. I liked it.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Have a good
Good
night,
night,
guys.
everyone.
Until next week.
Bye-bye.
Happy